7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick. In the studio with me, normal co-host Cole and Justin. Hey, boys.
What's up?
Yo.
All right, before
What's up, bitches?
Jesus Christ,
Kind of just.
we need that on a t-shirt. What's up, bitches?
We could
Before we get started, just want to thank our sponsors. So first off, show presented by Energy Fuel. Best fucking drink out there. Keep yourself fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish. CoachRobStore.com. Also, Premier Custom Trailers. If you need a trailer, commercial or residential, Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry, specialize in all your trailer needs. Sales, service, parts, and rentals, they do it all. PremierCustomTrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service. And our final presenting sponsor, TLR Coatings, Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop. From two-tone wheels to motorcycle frames to small batch production jobs, TLR Coatings will powder coat anything metal the right way. Looking for some custom Cerakoting? They do that too. TLR Coatings, serving Southwest Michigan and surrounding areas for over 5 years. Check them out at tlrcoatings.com or on all major social media networks at TLR Coatings. Also on board with us, Alias Sport, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Design, Clutch Media, and Holester Co. Thanks to all our sponsors that are on here with us.
Thank you.
Thanks to you, the viewers who are watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, give us a 5-star review. And the biggest thing is to just share the content with your friends. Make sure to follow us on all the major social media networks.
Tell us we suck.
I like
Tell us
interacting with people.
Yeah, I was going to say, we comment back and forth on the old YouTube comments there.
Justin doesn't, though, because he's a pilgrim.
Yeah,
Anyways, we talked about this. We have noticed that the comments
are more.
are a lot more this year than in past years. Like even
Yeah.
our first year, like when we had, there was one of the shows that we had like 100 some odd
Yeah.
people were like fighting with each other.
Twitter's blowing up.
Oh, it is.
The Twitter's doing
Well,
well.
I tweeted some shit, and we probably got 15, 20 followers yesterday.
Get any retweets from anyone?
A few. I mean, I got in the fight with Bets. Last night, the tweet of the night was, and it's got like 100 favorites or something to it. It's insult to injury was the extension cord.
I don't think it was an extension cord. I think it was a tie down for the fucking tough block.
No, that was an extension cord running across the floor, and it got on his boot, and he was like, "What the fuck?" and tripped and fell.
Yeah, but if you looked, it went up to that like tall ass tough block monster looking thing.
I think it
was
lit it up or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
though.
did it? Oh, maybe.
Best thing I fucking seen out of all of this, and y'all probably have already seen this, maybe you haven't, but it's been all over the place, is a picture of Weston fucking punching Viet saying, Star Yamaha just signed it. Fucking Weston bike. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
I mean, you guys want to get right into that right now, or where are we going?
450s, right?
I was gonna say.
I mean, we actually got a lot. So the racing wasn't super crazy, I would say, but I would
No.
also say there's a lot of things to talk about because there was a lot of things that I think we learned last night in both classes.
So there's a few things. So a couple things I want to cover before we get started here. We got Kev coming up in about 40 minutes. And then we got a lot of time after that we can talk. So first Triple Crown of the night. So both you boys, I assume, fans of the Triple Crown races because they're different and we don't have to fucking ride them.
Exactly. I love him as a fan, but god damn, if I was a rider, I would hate him.
Yeah.
I mean, even your boy Zacho was like, yeah, I like watching them, but as far as racing in them, they freaking suck.
Oh, did you notice he loosened up a little bit last night, undid that top button. He was getting getting skanky.
I'll tell you what, though.
He's about top buttons.
That like most normal
Chinos.
people don't fucking wear them buttoned up.
While we're on the Zacho topic, I wanna.
He's
boy.
he's kind of looking like I understand in retirement and he can do what he wants, but he's kind of starting to look like snack pack again.
Yeah. There was a comment made in the living room that I was watching the race in about his titties.
That
Jesus
shirt. All I'm
Christ.
saying is that shirt's just it was a little tight. It was a little tight.
Unbelievable.
So while we're on the topic of Zacho, great addition to the booth.
I like
think. I like his insight. Who gives a shit if you liked him or didn't like him in his career as a racer? But his insight is really good.
He's articulate. He can.
And Holy shit, were you watching Race Day Live?
Oh yeah.
So during the LCQs, when they had the fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air trying to call the race, oh my God, I wanted to beat my head against the wall.
Are you guys seeing my point now with that dude?
Now I do, because there was one where Zach Osborne was like, hey, I want a stat on how many main events Chisholm has made.
And he was talking about Clayson.
Going through the LCQ, and then he goes, yeah, my man Clayson, he's always a main event contender in the LCQ.
No, that was not the worst. The worst was Josh Hill. Like when
My
he started
man
talking about,
Josh Hill.
And then he was like moaning in the mic. He was like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, dude,
well,
no.
And then the other good one was when he was making his picks.
Yeah.
And I took video of it and put it on Twitter, but he was making his picks, and he was like, and he couldn't really figure out who to put in his top 5, and then he just goes, I'm going Jason Anderson for the win. He was eyeing up this quad over here. And Zach Osborne, they had the dual screen, and Zach's just trying so hard not to bust out laughing. And then, yeah, dude, he's looking Dan Hubbard in the eye and just laughing. And Dan Hubbard's a chode, too. Get him out of there.
Yeah, but at least Dan, though, like, yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But, like, when I listen to Hubbard, even especially, like, it's the same thing with Lurch. When he gets out of hand, it's one of those things that, like, I can handle it because he, even though I don't understand how he still has not figured shit out at all, like, even 1%, but he's been around motorsports for his entire life.
Race Day Live is a cancer.
It's bad. Like, they need to, I understand why they have the people on that they do, but.
Okay, but here's the thing, okay? They are in the middle of a fucking crisis right now because we have the Winter Olympics going on. So we cannot have our normal people. So everyone.
What do you mean? It's all the same normal people.
No. So what I'm saying is like Fresh Prince there, okay? He would not normally be on there calling shit. It would be Daniel Blair and Dan Hubbard, okay?
Yeah, but Lee
Daniel Blair's in the main booth.
And Lee Diffie's doing whatever he's doing because he does
Lee
other
Diffie
motorsports.
ain't doing the Olympics.
Yeah.
Lee Diffie's at the Olympics.
What's he calling?
Yeah, what's he calling, bro?
Bobsled and luge and other shit.
I'll tell you this right now.
He's at the Olympics. I listened to an
I
interview
didn't know
with
that.
him.
I'll tell you this right now. If Diffie wanted to get out of doing the Olympics and stay with Supercross, he could do what he wants.
I don't know that he necessarily has quite that much say. He probably could swing back and forth, but I'm just saying that is what they're running into is you have anybody extra that they would normally use or the normal characters are at the Olympics because they're going on. So we're having to scrape bottom of the barrel, which is why. So
that doesn't explain the Fresh Prince.
So
being
I'm
here from A1 on.
I hope when Ashley Raynard gets back that Fresh Prince is gone.
Yeah, but Fresh Prince is there. Like, I don't mind him there when he's just doing like the random takes, okay?
Yeah, don't call a race.
Don't try to analyze
calling
shit.
a race.
Calling the race was,
I'm out on that.
Yep,
Like,
that's where it drew.
He
has no awareness.
Way downhill.
He has no awareness. Like, he's just watching like one section, and
Yeah.
then he's literally. It seems like he's calling as the people go through the section, and that's the only thing he's watching.
Yeah.
And another thing,
because he kept talking about that quad. He was like, "I've seen
And
these
nobody's
dudes hit
paying
this
attention to
quad,"
it.
and like we saw him do it. We saw Tomac do it like 8 times.
And yeah, the on-off section, like when he was into and the same thing within the sand or whatever. But another thing too, it's like, dude, you have the jumbotron. You can see what the camera's panning to.
Yeah.
Why are you not watching that?
if they're on the floor, they have a screen.
He was trying
too.
to analyze, and he sounded like he didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
And it's just, it's
like,
one of those.
like I said, he's okay for the one takes of talking to somebody
like
in the pits, that
Moody,
kind of stuff.
getting Moody to call Moody.
like that kind of stuff. That's fine. But
Yes, I
yes, the
agree.
race
But
analysis. No, I'm out. I'm also. You guys are going to be shocked by this. As much of a Zach Homer as I am, no.
Why?
Why?
He talks too fast. He's monotone, and his analysis isn't. He was better this week, but I still didn't think it was great. I'm not quite on the Cooksey thing of fuck that guy. He needs to fucking leave. But it's not.
But there's
great.
more behind it for Cooksey.
Look,
though.
bro,
Well,
you
yes.
know that I'm not a Zacho guy, and anybody who watches this show knows I'm not a Zacho guy. But I some of the stuff I agree with. The analysis, I don't agree with that. Like, that's the thing, dude. If you're comparing him to like Dan Hubbard and the regular people that we have on
Yeah.
there, it's leaps and bounds different.
Yeah, but I'm just saying his analysis is it was better this week. Last week was really bad. Last week I was like, oh my god, get them the fuck away from me.
I think his problem is when he tries to get technical, he kind of gets tripped up because he's not used to being on TV.
that's
like
what
that.
happens when you don't go to school from the time you're 7 years old.
Yeah, but he's also at least understands what the fuck's going on. Dan Hubbard
Yeah.
still says the same dumb shit that he said 10 years
Yeah.
ago.
I think Zacho actually enjoys doing that stuff. Like, he had his own podcast. He likes talking. He likes doing that stuff. I think he will work on it and be better.
Hopefully he will get better. Yes.
Yes.
Because he's going to get asked to do it
But like
more.
when he was in the booth with Ricky, though, him and Ricky were throwing shit back and forth
Yeah.
to each other,
'Cause
and
they
it was
can
good
talk.
with those two.
Yeah.
I will also say with I'm just going to refer to him as Fresh Prince because half the time I forget his name.
I don't even know his real name.
I think
remember.
I
I
think
can't think of it
I think
either.
the riders now are getting sick of it because did you happen to notice after the third main when Hunter rolled up to the Honda the crew and like he was celebrating with his mechanic and the I forgot her name but she's like the head of the media department.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
Honda chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget her name. He
think
like
of it
came up
either.
and tried to like
We do follow
Fresh
her.
Prince was trying to
he
dap
was
him
trying to
up.
like dap up Hunter and Hunter just didn't even look at him.
Yeah.
He was like patting him on the back, yelling at him, and Hunter's just like turned away from him. He's too much. Like motocross
He's
people
too fanboy, I think, right?
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Motocross, we all know it's an adrenaline sport. Everybody's already so go that they don't need fucking 9,000 RPMs in their face all the time.
Yeah.
Are you the one that said he's like starstruck?
Who? Joe? Joseph or whatever his name is, Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I do. I think
Yeah,
that
he's
is a little
starstruck
bit
to be
too,
there.
Yeah.
it's like, dude, I understand and I know what you're saying
It's
about
like it's like putting a super fan out there.
Yeah, yeah. It's like putting me out there.
yeah, I just
No, I don't think I'd be that wild.
no, bro, I don't think so. You've fucking been around the sport your entire life. I'm getting annoyed with it because
Yeah.
it's too much. Like I honestly, when I know that he's on, I'll just turn the volume all the way down. Like I just won't listen to. I'll just watch the screen.
Oh, it got
Yeah.
cringy. It got a lot.
I just,
cringy.
dude,
Yeah.
I get that way. Like
We have this every year though because we always get shafted around because we're not the big sport. So
I like it because those guys, like the riders, are kind of like talking shit back to him though. Like he was like in Craig's face, and Craig was like, "I just need your energy, bro." And then Hunter Lawrence said something pretty smart ass back to him too. I don't remember what it was, but it was last week after practice, I think.
there's just obviously people that you cannot bring into motocross because it is such a niche thing, and you just
I literally think they just sit at a table like we are right now, and they just throw random ass names in a hat and say, "Oh, race day live. Oh, let's call this fucking guy. Let's put him on
because
there."
have you noticed that outside of like the normal group of like Daniel, Ricky, Lee, even when they
Yeah.
brought back Todd Harris, like Ashley Raynard, Will Christian, it's always been different people every year.
my question is why do you not have like Weege or somebody when you need
I don't
to fill
think
in?
Weege wants to do it. I think he's got so much
If they're paying, he's saying.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
I
If
think
they
it's
threw
because
money at
NBC
him,
looks
they don't
at
even
him-
got to throw a lot of money at him.
I don't
he
think
would
so.
do it.
I think it's because NBC wants him to just be the face of outdoors.
I
don't think
guess.
they want him anything to do. Because if you notice, too, that's the thing. We never have the same people for Supercross and outdoors.
Yeah.
It's always different people.
so
Okay,
here's my
so
concern.
you've
let's
never
take,
seen
so let's
Daniel
take
Blair.
Weege out. I know we all don't have a huge fantasy for him, but why not fucking Mathis or somebody then? Especially on race
Here's
day.
my conspiracy theory.
Oh boy, here we go.
So I think they got Zacho in there now,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're all part of their whole little crew. They got Mathis. Zacho does the podcast with Mathis. All this shit. Daniel Blair. They're all tight. They're all trying to make their changes, and it's basically like filling the media with people that are going to control their narrative, right?
Exactly. You need
Yeah.
somebody that's not going to.
And you know, and fucking ask Cooksey. If Zach Osborne wants the fucking Fresh Prince out of there, I don't think he's going to be afraid to say, "Hey, we need to get fucking rid of
You
this
know,
guy."
also, too, now that Cole mentioned this, and I didn't even think about this, that's a good point because think about the debacle that they just had with Grant Langston for outdoors.
Yeah, that's
and I
true.
know that's not an NBC problem technically, but it's still one of those things that it's like they don't want just a guy that's going to go off and say whatever the fuck he wants because he can. And they don't want to see that again. Now, like I said, that was not really an NBC problem, but still,
Yeah.
it's NBC's show. They don't want that to happen.
Here's the other thing I've heard is so Fly Racing and WPS, they're like the presenting sponsor of Supercross. Zach wears Fly.
It's like, why do you think you don't
that
see Ralph
shit's all going to
Shaheen?
get really interesting because I don't know if you guys know or not, but WPS actually just got bought out.
I did hear that.
Who did they
Yes.
bought out by?
A company called Arrowhead. Arrowhead Group owns all balls. Like they're fucking massive, and
Is it like an investment group?
it's a big equity group. It's going to be similar to what Tucker is. So like Tucker, when decisions have to be made, it goes through a board of execs and stuff, and it's going to be similar, I think, for WPS. And let's face it, those guys are numbers people.
Wait,
they don't give a fuck.
Where's this
if
investment
there's
group
no
out of?
budget for Supercross and they're spending too much money on the firepower Honda team and all that shit, it's going away.
Where's this investment group out of? Do you know, like where they're from?
I did a little bit of, just look up Arrowhead or whatever.
Because I could tell you
Just
right
look
now.
up WPS being bought out.
I'd like to look. I'll have to do that because I could just tell you you can have an idea of where it's going to go when you find out where the investment group is from. Like if you see like New York, you know exactly where things are going to start going. if it's an investment group out of New York.
A perfect guy to have this conversation with would be Cooksey. Just because he came from WPS, is with Tucker now. I talked to him about the AIM show a little bit, and he's like, I mean, I kind of knew it was coming. They were tightening up inventory, like they were tidying stuff up, and I just could tell that maybe something was going down. And then, he walked. Big reason, though, is like, I know I'm going to sound biased, but I think Tucker is kind of on the gas again and going to be what they were back in like 09, 08 or whatever. I saw the 2023 Answer gear. It looks pretty damn good. But my big
can we see it?
No, I wasn't allowed to take pictures. But here's my
Lame.
sweet helmet coming too. High-end Answer helmet.
It's about time.
But in this, I don't know how it's going to work either. But I was like, who's our athlete going to be? Who we got? Who's Answer have?
For Answer?
Yeah. Nobody, dude. Max Sanford. We
also
lost Troll.
They also don't have anybody even over in the GPs.
Yeah.
We had Cairoli at one time. Like, I think they're recouping their money. That I think they tried to go over too big of athletes, and when you get huge athletes like that, the margins shrink on the gear.
It's because Roger Larson left.
Well, they had JS7. He was getting $1 million a year.
Yeah.
$500,000 insurance policy.
I just think it was one of those things that when Roger Larson left to go do his thing with Stu at 7, I think that he took a lot of
He took a lot of connections. And
He
stuff
did.
With him.
He took a lot of pop. I mean, dude, if you think about it, it's not a shot at Answer. I like Answer. Also,
They had Villapoto, but he was retired.
Yeah, I also liked MSR and all that kind of shit. Like, I like that grouping, but Answer really was nothing. And then Roger Larson was like, "Oh, James Stewart, okay, come on over."
Well, and this is really interesting too. So we went out to dinner one evening, and some of the other reps that had been there a while, we were chatting, and we were talking about gear, and he's like, it was insane. Like, Stewart would be on the cover of a magazine or something, and that gear would damn near sell out the next day.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Dude, we gotta get going with it. We gotta do a pod about this kind of stuff, like away from the race recap.
Yeah,
because I love
people
talking
like hearing business stuff.
I
anyway,
love
leave it on
talking
this.
about this shit. I love talking about this shit.
I do too. I wish people would drop numbers. Like, I don't know if Kev will tell us, but I'd be curious to know if his bonuses are differently structured for Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Like, did you guys listen to the pod that James, like, it was one of the first ones when James and Roger were talking about the whole coming from Fox to Answer, like what happened at Washougal?
I'd have to listen to all that.
All right,
I've only listened to the first two.
So
episodes.
when we get past the Kev interview, when we kind of got some time to wind down on stuff, let's go back to this because I want to talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah.
But we got to get to the race recap, but I really want to talk about that because it was very interesting to me what they talked about with that whole thing.
Well, this is where I was going to, and this is I don't know how this is going to work out, but I said, who we got for athletes? And they're like, trust me, we know. I'm like, well, who you guys got getting athletes? They said Tommy Hahn.
What?
Yes.
Interesting.
Who's Tommy Hahn going to fucking get?
I don't know. You might be surprised because he's got Will.
He's got Will in the back pocket, yeah. But
can piggyback.
Will used to be an Answer guy.
Yeah.
I think they had Gavin Towers there for a minute. And then I think when Gavin moved to Yamaha just now.
I mean, if I'm Tommy Hahn, I'm having a conversation with Jeremy Martin going to the 450 class. I'm having conversations with this whole crop of dudes that are going to the 450 class.
And I'm telling them, pay me a lot of fucking money.
Yeah. So, all right.
I'd be getting creative with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on here. We got about a half an hour to do 450s here.
Yeah, we can come back to this.
Then we'll do Cav, then we'll do 250s, and then we have because I have a couple other things, just small things that I noticed during the racing and stuff. All right, so 450s this week brought to you by our sponsor Holester Co. and Gutter Worx. Just tagging this up so that way we can get all our sponsors out there. So Holester Co. making Kydex holsters for things that go bang bang. Make sure to check them out at miholsterco.com, and then Gutter Worx, seamless, professional gutters for your house, business, pole barn, whatever. Make sure to check them out at gutterworksgutters.com. Links in the description below.
Works with an X.
Works with an X. Links in the description below, and thank you guys. We appreciate everyone for coming on board here with us. All right, so 450s. So I had nothing for the LCQ because the 450 LCQ was pretty boring. Chiz just boom, went. So let's get started here. So Tomac goes 1-1-3.
That fucking start, the first man,
dude. How about the starts in all three?
He pulled some Alessi shit
Third
on
one
that first
wasn't
start.
great, but the first two,
he got smart with it though too. Like I thought the whole shot was going to come from the inside every time.
yeah.
Well,
But
even Zacho was
he
saying
just
the
did
same
that
thing.
sweeping move, and
Even Zacho said the same thing. Like when they were doing the LCQ, like he was, even to the futures. he was surprised that some of the starts were coming from on the other side of the tunnel.
So
I mean, but that's the thing, though. That's such a long start. Like, even if you get a bad jump, if you just, this is going to sound basic, but if you're just not afraid to push it deep into the corner, like, you can make, because a lot of guys are going to shut off, because that's not a normal Supercross start.
no.
Well, this is where Tomac's expertise comes in, his veteran stuff. You know, he was sitting there watching that start to the futures and all that, and seeing where the start came from, and he's like, "Yep, there we are, boys."
Dude, but that first one, though, that was some Alessi shit.
Dude,
I want to see. I really want to see like the before where he, because remember when Alessi would like roll back like half a foot, so he could like jump,
kind of time it
right as the gate was coming down. He could jump because he knew his front wheel wasn't going to hit it. I'm wondering if like Eli did that because dude, he was half a bike length over the gate before even anybody left the gate.
Or they just got that bike figured out. He told them what he wanted, and they gave him what he wanted.
He looks so fucking good on that Yamaha. Jesus Christ!
I told you guys he was going to be good because they were going to do what the fuck he wanted. He's running Renthal grips on Pro Taper bars, and the Pro Taper people are pissed about it.
I also noticed some different, like with the way his bike was set up compared to like the Cowie and how you have to ride that Cowie. You can kind of notice that, and maybe it was just for this weekend with the harder pack dirt. He kind of had a stink bug thing going on with the bike. Like, the front end was really squatted. The back, like, dude, his back end was very high.
They said in an interview, he was like, I want this thing. I'm a front wheel guy.
Yeah, he rides center to front of the bike. He fucking slams that front end around. And we know, obviously, he was very successful on the Cowie. But if we go back through history, RV was really the only one that was ever super consistent with the Cowie.
Well, if you remember, Tomac, when he finally got good on that Cowie, he showed up, they put a different linkage on it, the ass end of that thing was higher.
Yeah.
But I guarantee he was like, I need more. And the Japanese dudes were like, no, we designed the bike. Like, this is what it's going to do. We're not even going to try it.
And you also look at, though, like we talked about in the pre-show, look at Ando, how well he's doing on the Cowie. His style is obviously not entirely like RV, but still center to the back of the bike, rides with his lower body. Yeah. He's making it work for him. Whereas Eli, I just noticed that I didn't really, like I said, I don't know if that's what the bike completely looked like in the first 4 rounds, but I noticed they had a stink bug thing going on. And dude, he just, that fucking front end, he dropped into a rut and that thing just planted all the way through.
Gone.
And on the Cowie, he was never able to do that. The bike would stand up a little bit. I'm just shocked that they have got that bike that dialed in already.
This quick.
Holy crap, dude.
Super dangerous.
And
Andy's happy.
Yeah, well, he's fucking got a smile on his face. We even talked about this in the last show. When's the last time you seen Eli be on the podium and have a legit smile? Like, you got that fake thing going on.
Yeah, he was a little loose on Pulp MX.
But he looked like...
another thing, sorry to cut you off a little bit, that was super interesting to me is Steve kind of slipped it up. He's like, any other time I had to get Eli on, I had to go through Kawasaki PR to even get him on the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fucking nuts to me.
I think it helps when your team manager is Jeremy Coker, a guy that just kind of, yeah, cool, whatever you want to do, man, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, like perfect example, like I said, is he's fucking weirdo. He runs full waffle.
You ever notice too, like how narrow his bar bend is?
Well, he runs similar to that bar right there. That's an SX race bend, but he's running Renthal grips on the Pro Taper bar.
A full waffle grip?
A full Renthal waffle.
Like, do you know, like, I guess you'd have to go back and look. Do you know the compound? Is it like a soft compound?
I have no idea. But he's always run that. But my point being is that team wants to win so bad that they're willing to piss people at Pro Taper off.
But that's the thing, though, is...
Because Pro Taper offers a fucking full waffle grip, but he likes the Renthal one.
It's the one thing that a lot of people don't understand about when you're that fast and it's hard to go, other than going back to the basic fundamentals, it's small stuff like that separates you from being 100% comfortable on your bike. Dude. Like I said, just even I've watched guys even with like their shift lever positioning, a spline down, like brake pedal, just a millimeter up. Same thing with pegs. Same thing with your like everything, and that's what separates guys like Tomac, like the RVs of the world, the Dungies, the Stews, the Carmichaels, the Reeds, everybody of shit like that they just don't fucking care. If you want it, you got it.
Yeah. Well, like me, like I said, you guys know I'm not on the level that those guys are, but I tried the Pro Taper stock bars and stuff on a Husky, and I've always ran Renthal 99, whatever the stock Honda bends, 998 or 997.
Yeah, I think it's 997.
And I put those bars back on my bike, and it was like, holy shit, this is a whole different experience. So, and to me, Tucker owns Pro Taper, so I feel like I got to run Pro Taper, right?
It's respectful.
You can't. It's like wearing Adidas and Nike. You can't put a Renthal sprocket on and have Pro Taper bars.
And Dunlops?
Or yeah, same thing. So I rent all bars on my bike with a Pro Taper pad. And if I'm doing it, the rest of those fuckers are.
Yeah, it is. Like, that's that. I don't know. I mean, maybe to some of the new people, like, I don't think that that's, like, craziness to a lot of people, but the more that shit goes on than people realize. When you get to that level, you have to do those small, minute things to make guys comfortable.
Well, and they hide it. Jeremy Martin's been on that handlebar right there for the last year with the old branding on it.
I'm just glad that Yamaha is willing to do even small shit like that. Like, hey,
it ain't Yamaha. It's Star Yamaha.
Well, yeah, that's Star Yamaha, yeah, because Yamaha is still just a bunch of dickweeds.
Dickweeds.
Sorry, dude.
Sick analogy.
I just love what Star Yamaha is doing, and I just hope that people, I mean, obviously they haven't been able to, like, they've been dominating for however many years now. People need to follow their way of thinking. Just whatever the old way of doing things, throw it out. Because we all heard, like, when Keith
it's the
McCarty,
corporate shit, man.
Yeah, we all heard when Keith McCarty was at Yamaha. Oh, we want to do the stuff the old ways, and like we didn't want to. It was kind of like what Cowie is. They get set in their ways.
You got to evolve.
I mean, the only team that I think is doing that right now that's set in the old ways would be Kawasaki, right?
Yeah,
Kawasaki.
Because Honda will do anything. No. Didn't you hear about
they got Lars? Because talking about the triple cramp thing was it like
I was going to say
Backstrig. Yeah,
but the thing is Lars knows how to talk to the people above him to get that shit approved. I think previous people like Kehoe, he'd been stuck in the same deal for so many years.
I also think
he wasn't able to ask for that kind of stuff.
I also think that Kehoe had such a...
but you don't think Honda has enough trick stuff? I mean, I know obviously they need to use the X-Trigs right now, but you don't think Honda has enough trick stuff that they could go through 1,000 iterations of fucking everything?
Well, obviously not, because fucking Kenny's bitching about bike setup, which is the same. Even Zacho made this comment. It's the same damn bike as it was last year.
That was funny when
Zacho made the comment. It's true though. Like, why are you bitching about? Dude, you've fucking logged thousands of hours on this bike.
Yeah.
Why? And we all know that yes, sometimes things change. Your body changes. You can't ride a bike the certain way. You have to change things. But it's like, dude, why are you bitching? Like, it worked for you last year.
You looked good last year. Yeah.
And even Chase has made like Chase obviously hasn't been as vocal about it. We haven't heard about it.
Chase is different though. Like, he straight up come out and said like, I didn't know how to test. Like, the bike was shitty. Blah blah blah.
My point is just what Star's doing. I really hope that people follow suit with this because obviously they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, just throw everything out, whatever you guys want. But I don't give a damn. Make it happen. We're not spending all this damn money not to make you guys happy.
Yeah.
Look how good those fucking Moto Concepts bikes are.
Yeah. I mean, dude, Chad
Look
at
how
XPR.
good the Bar X Suzukis are.
Chad at XPR has those fucking motors on those Hondas dialed. I mean, Jesus.
You see fucking Bad Boy Freeze carrying the front end all the way down
You're
that
just doing a power wheelie all the way down
Yeah,
the
it was
start.
sick.
I'm like, really? Coming up a
funny.
speed single?
So on Twitter, like, Jeff Walker was like putting his hot takes in, like, is that thing at 270, blah, blah, blah. And Chad from XPR was like...
Oh, Chad got back to him?
Got back to him. It was
yeah.
Yeah, man, actually, it is a 250. Thanks for noticing how fast it is. And then Jeff was like, yeah, that thing looks sick. Like, tucked his tail between his legs kind of thing.
Jesus Christ.
That is awesome. That is... I've
Good old Walker.
I've never met Chad in my life, but that dude, he knows what he's doing, and that's hilarious that he's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You want to talk shit?
He's like, I know my shit's fast.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's got a fucking product that everybody's using illegally, so, obviously he knows what he's doing.
Did you see that? My little rant on that thing?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So anyway, I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. If Tomac has the bike figured out, these boys are in trouble. If his January's better, which it was, these boys are in trouble. And now I'm going to wait till next week. I'm not going to jump on this first one because we're in Glendale. The start's weird. It's way longer, whatever.
Anyway.
He's always good there. So I'm not going to jump all over this. But if he goes out whole shots in May next week at Anaheim, they're fucked.
Well,
I'm gonna, straight up 2022 champion.
I'm going to wait until after the first East Coast round in Minneapolis.
I got to wait a little bit too.
No way. Because if he's this good on East Coast,
you're
or on West Coast
right now.
If he's this good on West Coast, we all know he's better on the East.
Well, wait a minute. That's not.
So this is going to go into my next point. There's the other X factor.
That's not historically true. That is not historically true.
This is where the X factor that's coming in for me. The point I want to make is his mental clarity or whatever. I think he's in a much better place mentally. And we know years past, he can rip on the East Coast, but it's always come down to a mental lapse or a mental thing. Man, and I think the situation he's in this year is you're not going to see that. I think he's, happy-go-lucky, like, fuck it, I'm going to win a title. I'm going to get a pay increase. Like,
I think my hesitation, and obviously I'm all on board with everything everybody's saying. Like, Eli is killing it. And I even said this when we did it, and I said this back at the end of Outdoors. Like, I wasn't on the train of thought that was like, oh, like, he's going to just mail it in like last 2 years. I'm like, no, man, this guy.
I knew he was going to be good.
He rejuvenated. He wants to keep winning. He wouldn't just leave a team where he could have just retired. Like, let's be real. He has enough money in the bank that he could have just said, I'm done racing. Like, I don't need to go to this new team, start over. Like, that's a rejuvenated guy.
I wish more guys would do it.
I do too. I just, because, and I've been doing this since the start of the year, and I'm going to keep doing it. History shows that Eli is still going to have one of those rounds where you go, what is he doing?
Yeah. Yep.
And I still have to wait, and I know that he could be 30-some points up, and I still would say this because I'm trying to go on. I have to see differently before I believe it.
Yep.
I still believe that one round is coming where you go, what the hell is he doing out there? Mm-hmm. But maybe he doesn't have it. And maybe he just goes through the whole season. Like I said, he's 2022 champ, proves everybody wrong, kills it. Like, awesome. Yeah. Be happy for the dude, even not being a fan. But once again, history is history for a reason. He's done it his entire career, 250s included. I can't just think that just because he's super, like, his mental state is really good, and I don't disagree, bike's really good, everything's really good, that all of a sudden that's just going to change it. However old he is now, 30, 29, whatever.
I think he's 29.
I'm a weird fan. I might become a fan of him because, I like
watching him ride. I always have. I mean,
well,
when he's
even
floating,
personality, like new team personality, like Honda Ricky. I hated Honda Ricky, but Suzuki Ricky, I like Suzuki Ricky.
I always hated Ricky.
Cowie Eli, boner dude, but Yamaha Eli.
Star Yamaha, honestly, in my opinion, is probably my favorite team. And that's coming from a Honda like Homer. Yeah. The Star Yamaha team, because you look at the different dynamics on that team. Eli, like, dude, you couldn't have different personalities across the board.
I didn't buy a Yamaha because I didn't like the fucking Star team, bro.
Let's be real, dude. You're still a Honda guy through and through. If that fucking 250F was just as fast as that Yamaha, you would never fucking
sold the Yamaha.
Exactly.
Honda,
exactly. So. Don't give me that shit.
Whoops.
But the Star Yamaha team, dude, I just don't know how you can't like that team. Like, everything that they're doing.
It's good. Yeah.
Like, you just
I like
domination.
it just because they're strictly, like, they're there to win. Like you said, with the fucking Renthal grips on the Pro Taper bars, Piston Pro Taper, they're probably getting fined for that, to be honest.
And they don't give a shit, man.
Because I doubt they're getting fined.
Because if we know it, then everybody else knows it. So,
well, Michael Lindsay, go figure.
Yeah.
Blew it out on Vital pit bid.
Dude, it is so funny that they hate people like us that speak our minds, but Michael Lindsay can go in there and do dumb shit like that.
The
all
I'm
going to be real honest with you,
bro, he's taking pictures of shit he's not supposed to be taking pictures of.
Like the KTM thing was a big fucking...
I'm going to be real honest with you. I think within the industry, like, people tolerate him. I don't think he's that liked amongst the riders.
He's not.
I don't think you just watch some of it. Like, remember, and this is a small thing, remember, like, when he was doing that whole thing where he was, like, interviewing guys at the Nationals? And he was interviewing Bowers a couple different times. And he literally went over to Bowers fucking every time after a session at, like, Hangtown. And by the third time, Tyler was just like, dude, like, no. I can't do, like, 5 of these in one day.
Yeah.
And just, I don't think that the riders like him too much. I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't know the full story, but I think that's another reason why the whole team thing with him did not work out.
Maybe.
Yeah, go listen to an interview that Cooksey did with Kenny Watson. He dropped the whole story. Mumford's dad funded that shit.
That doesn't shock me at all.
I knew that.
Yeah,
I was trying to sponsor Mumford with race gas for Ironman.
Race gas?
They were not running race gas. They were running pump gas.
No shit.
Yeah. And I was like,
we'll fucking get you
through,
some race
through
gas.
the grapevine, I found this out, and I was trying to get a hold of him to be like, look, I'll bring you race
you should
gas.
have just walked up to the rig with a fucking pail of it.
For throwing this
some
sticker
leaded
on.
shit.
Whatever.
Which is fucking pathetic. You're on a fucking team, and you can't even get...
Anyway, okay, let's move on here, because we got to try to get through 450. So, Jason Anderson is fast as fuck.
Dude, I feel so bad for... I mean, it was his mistake, but, like,
that
points...
3 was huge.
We need to talk to Kev about that, because that was some crazy... But...
That Hopper, 3 out of that corner was gnarly.
That whole rhythm section.
Hopper was there. He said it was fucking gigantic.
That whole rhythm section was fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever...
face looked gnarly because it was a short face.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only that, too, but, like, how uneven each face was. Like, that 3 in, but how much more elevated the landing of the 3 was.
Yeah.
And then you come off the backside, and then it's just a flat face.
Can we... Does anybody know what the rhythm they were doing after the finish that Tomac and Ferrandis were doing that first long...
3-3-3-2.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Somebody said Sexton did a quad in that section.
He did.
In practice,
he
I think.
did.
Wasn't
He
it?
did. He started doing it in that last main, and
Like
I
quad
haven't seen
in?
any footage.
No, he went 3-4-3, 1 out.
See, and that's obviously going to be slower because you have
Yeah.
to check up so much not to launch into the
I'd
corner.
have to watch it because that.
There's probably footage
No,
somewhere.
he said he did because he was post-race interview with Steve I was listening to earlier.
I just know
And he
that
did.
that 3-3, dude, I don't ever remember a section that's been that long where there's that many triples in the middle. Or that
I
many
like it
triples
though
over.
because it was.
That makes you
That was so wild
That's
because they
got to
were
be so mentally taxing.
It
though.
made great racing because like Vince Freeze would have been first to the finish line if he wasn't a pussy and tripled out of the corner.
Dude, did you?
Yeah, but to be honest, outside of fucking Craig, was Shimoda and what's his nuts?
No.
Not a lot of
3 and
250
out of
guys
that
were
corner in
getting
the
that, yeah.
250. I was gonna say I think Craig was the only, maybe Thrasher too.
Thrasher
it was
was
the
another
Star
one.
bikes that
Tell
were
me
3
Thrasher
and out of the
didn't look
corner.
really damn good.
We're gonna
At
get to that,
points.
man. Yeah.
Thrashered, but whatever.
Wow.
But we'll get there. But
Go
back,
watch the Vert Moto black and white video.
back to Ando. Back to Ando.
I'm serious.
Yes,
I know.
if that second main doesn't happen, if he doesn't crash on
He's
that
not 15
3,
fucking
yeah.
points back.
Yeah, but
So I don't think
he's
that-
still fast. I don't think he's done winning this year. I think he'll win more.
Oh
to be
no,
honest.
it's gonna be. He's gonna give Eli all he can handle. And
Yeah.
like I said, I think if the
He'll
roles
put him on the
reversed,
ground too.
Yeah.
I think if the roles are reversed and Ando gets a couple of those starts last night, like I think that he wins one of those mains.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, he. You can say what you want about Eli in that first main, but like he tracked Eli down, and then he also was closing the gap on Sexton. And then he's just kind of like, well, I'm not gonna catch him. Like I don't have enough time.
Yeah.
But it's crazy to me that how much Eli and Ando have separated themselves from everybody else. Like we know that there's other fast guys, Sexton, whatever, but I think it's going to come down to those two.
Yeah.
I know
Cream's
that
rising to the top.
I know that Ando, but like, would you? There's no way any of us thought that those would be your two guys right
I knew
now.
Eli would be in it. I didn't know about Anderson.
Anderson is definitely one that I could see, but I didn't really
The more
know.
I seen preseason videos closer to the start, the more
Told you
I was
boys, He
sold.
looks fucking good on that Cowie, dude. Jesus. Outdoors is
Yeah.
actually going to be. I think outdoors is going to be really good for him too.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's
Okay.
another guy that got pretty interesting last night.
All right, so let's just go down the list here. So Stu goes 3-2-4
That's
for
where I'm
second
going.
overall.
Still not going to win. Still not going to win a race.
Bike looks better.
I mean, it wasn't driving through the whoops like
No.
Big James probably wanted.
No,
Big
not at
James
all.
is still pissed.
It is crazy that his speed, like how. I guess I'll just. Well, he's not.
But
slow.
that's a step in the right direction for him.
Yeah. Oh no, that was good.
He's just consistent. Like if
Not,
this is the new
not only
version of
consistent,
Mookie-
like those were good finishes last
It
night.
was.
Well, how about the
3-2?
passes? The clean setup.
Yep.
Nice passes. He was
Yeah,
making.
we have yet to see a Mookie moment yet, so like that's good.
And if Husky gets that bike a little more dialed in where it drives through the whoops, but again, that's that new chassis too. He's on the 21 also.
I don't fucking understand why they don't put the Baggett brace in the frame. Baggett had that frame or that brace in the front of the frame, and that's what changed everything in the
Well,
whoops.
It's
maybe
a
not.
new bike. They don't need it.
Maybe now that Nate Dogg is the team manager, Ramsey will start changing things.
Yeah, we'll
I don't
see.
know why Michael Byrne isn't screaming up and down. He got Baggett good in the whoops, and I don't see that brace on Webb's bike yet.
we need. We'll get to Webb here in a second, but I don't know. I think it was just good. Like we haven't seen a moment from him. I think this is where he's going to be all year. I mean,
he's a top 5 dude, but it's a step in the right direction, in my opinion, that the fact that he went 3-2.
once
to
again,
start the
we'll
night.
see how East Coast goes because I think that's going to change a lot of things for a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, good what we've seen from him already.
Yeah.
Like he's what 5th in the points.
Yeah.
So good for him.
That all white setup looks sick.
Yeah.
He was swagged out.
Yeah. So third place, Sexton. So he goes 11-3-1. So
Pulled
the
a
first,
fucking Sexton.
I was gonna say.
Jesus.
So the first moto, I was like, whoa.
That's why I'm not sold on him yet.
No, me neither.
But as Hopper said on Cooksey and on the Cooksey and the Coach podcast, he wins that third main. So now going into next week, he goes, well, I was the baddest fucking dude the last main there. It's a. We always
Maybe.
talk about
Tomac started putting pressure on
we talk
Ando.
about, but we talk
and was
about the
like-
mental thing. Think about it. If you want to win any race in a Triple Crown to go into the next weekend, which one do you want to win?
Good.
The
Take
last
whatever you
one.
want, but Tomac backed it down and knew
Look,
what the fuck.
and,
he was
and
doing.
That's
another thing,
fine,
and
but-
this was a point that I wanted to make tonight because I knew that we were going to talk about this whole thing.
Yeah.
I want to also start. I don't want to take away credit from guys for what they do just to build other guys. Like everybody's going to say, well, oh, Eli backed it down. Okay, you can kind of say that because we know that's how it works. But you also know Eli, best position he's ever been in a Triple Crown, going 1-1 the first two, having a chance to be the only other guy to win all three aside from Kenny. You know that Eli's got pride. He wants to win it. Like, yes, he backed it down a touch, but it's not like he just, oh, I'm going to go back to 50%.
Yeah.
Like, he was still pushing. So I don't want to take away credit from what Sexton did and other guys did just to build up Eli or whoever. But it's also one of those things, too, that I don't think that if that version, that main, if he's racing main 1 or main 2 Eli or Ando gets a start next to him, that Sexton wins. That's what I'll say. So I'm not trying to take credit away from him, But he did nothing in that third main that I'm like, oh, Eli didn't do in the first two mains, or what Anderson was doing in the first two mains before he crashed in the second one.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because here's the thing. As I said, as we've talked about before with the mental side of things, if he goes out in that third main and does the same thing he did in the first main, puts on the ground twice, even just little screw ups like he was basically having, there's a completely different mindset of Sexton going into next week compared to what's going in there now. What's going in there now is, well, I went 3-1 the last two, and yeah, I had a little rough the first one, but I still won one and was on the box the other one.
That. He can hold on to a little bit.
I think he crashed more. I think when we get to the East Coast, he starts crashing more again.
I don't know, maybe. But right now, he's
With
like,
the ruts.
I mean, right now, it's hard to argue that he's not the third best dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you go, second in points too.
Yeah,
like you can't argue facts. Like that's it's statistics. Like it's right there.
I mean, you basically have Tomac, Ando, him, and then Stu's a close fourth in my opinion.
Stu's fourth in point.
No, he's fourth. Who's fifth?
I don't know.
Coop, maybe Coop.
No, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying eye test. I'm not even saying points.
Yeah.
I'm saying your top dog is Eli. He's got his start styled right now. Supposedly he's winning. He looks great on the bike. Then you have Ando again, has won, looks great on the bike, etc. Then you would have to say Sexton. He's won, looks great on the bike. Again, had a rough first moto last night, but brought it back the second two motos. And then you go to Stu, has to be pretty much your next guy. And then in fifth place outside of that, I mean, I don't really know.
I don't think the points after you get outside of Stu is really the points are what the points are, but I don't think that's a good indication of how things are actually going this season.
Yeah.
I think it's just these guys have just they've been in lucky situations, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So like who's after who are we talking about next?
Well, we got Ando, which we already covered. Then we got Ken, got fifth place last night with a 4.67.
Oh my God.
Shane?
Ken.
Oh my.
That was
bad. That was bad from.
but I think that's
It's not going
I
good.
think that was a positive direction for him though.
It was, but dude, he
actually in the crowd and battling.
He
Yeah.
got dropped though.
So
Yeah.
here's what I think's going on. And Emily and I were talking about it a little bit. So there's been some jumblings of some. You guys want to talk about that?
He's got some behind the scenes issues. That's how we'll
I don't
put
want
it.
to. Yeah, I don't want to dive deep into that because that's some
behind the scenes
we talk-
mental issues.
we talk
Let's
about
go
shit.
there.
Okay, well, here's
we
what
talk
I'm
about
let's
shit
put-
on
Tell
tape.
me if this is out of.
That's as far as we're gonna
so
say.
tell me if this sounds fucking
but go
crazy or
ahead.
not.
Yeah,
His wife, how old's the kid?
16 months. Heard
Is
that this
there some postpartum depression stuff going on with her? And when you got to deal with that stuff as a male and be the
Yeah.
partner there,
Yeah.
that's got to weigh down. And if you look at it on his social media, he's like, "Oh, my hot wife," like giving her a lot of reassurance, like stuff like that.
Could be.
I
Could
don't
be.
know. Maybe it's something like that.
Here's the other thing, though, and we've all heard about this, and somebody actually corrected me, said I was off by a week, but whatever. So
When he went to Sweden?
he flies over to it wasn't Sweden, it was Denmark.
Denmark, I'm
Denmark. On Monday after I don't know if it was after San Diego or after Anaheim too, whatever. He flies over to Denmark. He's not just going to Europe just to fucking go to. He didn't go to look at the fucking windmills. Okay,
They don't have windmills in Denmark, I don't think, dude.
Yeah, they do.
That's Holland.
I don't know. I'm out.
Wow,
I don't know
we
Europe
are
that well.
so messed up culturally.
Anyway, what are you going to Europe for, Ken?
Ken's done.
There's
after you
something
said
going
that,
on there.
I looked up Denmark, and they say it's the happiest country in the world or something.
Yeah, because it's like population fucking
Yeah.
half of
So
New
I
York.
don't. What do they got? What do they got in Denmark?
Nothing.
What do you think? There's like a mental specialist there.
I don't know. I don't know.
disrespect to Thomas Kier Olsen, who's from Denmark, but there's nothing in Denmark.
But look, bro, our guys in the fucking U.S. circuit here of stuff are not flying all over the world midweek just for shits and giggles.
Ken's done.
They're not fucking Lewis Hamilton.
So what do you
Okay, they're
think
not
he's
getting on their.
fucking
They're not
so
getting
he's
on the
flying
private
over there.
plane.
What do you think he's flying over there for?
stuff.
There is something going on.
Stuff.
There is something going
There's a-
on.
Do you
There's
think
He's
it's
going
with his body, or
that
do you
he's-
think it's in the head?
There's a lot of different
one
things.
of the two, and he's going there for some specialist, in my opinion. What that is, no fucking
I'm
clue.
about to get my phone out and just Google.
There's a-
I was gonna
there's a-
say
there's a lot of different
probably
stuff.
a Google search could probably find pretty easily what the special of the specialists are over there, and we could probably figure this out. But he's going there for something, and it ain't to look at the fucking scenery.
Wow, that's the $1 million question. What is Ken
Yeah.
Roxon doing in Denmark?
That's a slippery slope to go down to with what we are talking about in the sense with going on with Kenny, because like when you start speculating with those
I'm
things,
opposite though. Like, why? What's so bad about talking about this shit?
it's not bad.
mental
It's
health,
not
like-
bad to talk about it, but my thing is, and this is coming from a person that understands that because I've had it. It's not other people's business to talk about that shit. It's their business to talk about it.
Right.
And like I said, we're not going to go deep into it, but I imagine with the way we're going around things, people can probably kind of know what we're alluding to. There's nothing wrong with talking about it. I think it's good to talk about, but it's one of those things that like it's their thing to talk about, not us. But I wish more people would, because then we go back to humanizing these people instead of this. Oh, these are crazy freak athletes and shit.
Well,
But Kenny's done. Kenny's done. I'm sorry, guys. Kenny's done.
Oh, I think so too. I mean, there was an interview with him. I mean, it was Race Day Live or Swap Moto or something. He's like, I don't need to be out here.
I didn't listen to that, but I did.
Yeah, that was
I
interesting,
did look at
wasn't it?
He just didn't. He didn't see. He seemed a lot like Bill Poto. Like,
Does
before
anybody?
he retired, kind
Does
of thing.
anybody actually like? Do you guys think he's done after like Supercross? Like that he's not even going to go outdoors?
It's
I know we
que-
talked
it-
about this last
it's-
3 years.
it's
I would think
questionable.
his contract's up this year, right?
It's
yeah.
questionable. Yeah, that's
Why-
what that's
why
what I've
would it?
heard.
Well, the
I think
next thing
he's-
we can talk about, who are they going to put in his place?
Jet's
Jet-
going there
Jet.
next year. I bet Jet is there next.
Going
450
straight to a
Supercross.
450.
Yep. 100%.
Yep. He's going to go straight to
100%.
450.
God, that's early.
Whether
Hunter-
he wins the title or not,
Way
doesn't
too
fucking
early.
matter.
Way
He's
too
going.
early.
And Hunter's gonna. I bet Hunter leaves when Jet goes to the 450.
No,
No, I don't think so. They're
Hunter's
gonna
going to
keep-
KTM
I-
when Coop leaves.
I'm gonna say they're gonna. Well,
Well,
which
we've
will probably be
also-
next year, but that's a whole
We've
nother
also
topic
heard
anyway.
that it might not be KTM. Remember?
Oh yeah.
It might not be
Gas?
KTM.
A red one?
Cowie.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't pissing that Red Bull sponsorship away.
No.
No, I don't believe so either. But I think that when Jet goes, I think that Hunter. I think he'll.
I don't think-
rumblings
I
will
think
start.
Hunter needs
I
to
don't know.
branch off and do.
I
his own
think
thing.
he does. I don't think he needs to
I
be
think so,
part
too.
of that sphere.
Yeah.
And he will, but especially when they
We
go
can talk about
450.
that when we get to 250.
Let's talk about Coop though. You guys gonna hit that panic button yet?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Panic button's out of the drawer.
Thank you.
I mean,
I can throw that bitch and
slammed it.
light it on
I'm
fire.
I'm
It's-
definitely fucking nervous, but my
the
thing
bike.
is I read a stat that one of Coop's championship years, he was 16, 17 points down at this point.
It doesn't matter.
Had
It's a
him in
bike.
2019.
Those
They are
bike-
struggling
those
with that
bikes
bike
are
a lot
fucked.
more than I
All
thought.
3 accounts, because other than the AP's podium, and he's looked good occasionally.
Yeah.
None
All three
of
of
it's
them.
been good. Yeah.
All three of them.
Coop's gonna keep falling farther and farther back. Like, dude, last night was like this is the third weekend in a row he's gotten caught from dudes that are behind him on the start and just they gapped him.
I think Coop needs.
That Star Yamaha rumor is looking a lot more prevalent.
When's the last
That's what I'm
time?
saying. I think Coop he's a guy that needs to freshen it up. We talk about careers where guys are getting burnt out with corporate pressure,
He's
blah
gonna
blah blah
star.
blah.
He's gonna
Yeah.
star.
And that's exactly what he's got. You know that KTM pressure is probably insane. He's
probably sick of Roger.
He's going back. He's going back to Star.
He's going back
year.
to star.
Oh,
and I
I
think
probably
Dylan's
get sick
gonna
of
go.
Roger. Roger can be a dick.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Webb ain't
That's my
gonna
point.
Webb ain't gonna deal with that shit.
I think when he goes to star, I think Dylan's gonna go to KTM.
Oh, and take Marv's place.
I've heard rumblings that Dylan's going to Cowie.
I mean, maybe.
We'll see.
Well,
So who's they kicking out the door? Your boy
Yup.
AC?
yeah. You guys also got to remember too that KTM's an interesting. I mean, granted, this has nothing to do with it because it's this year, but KTM right now, like they're going to be funding. I don't know if that's the right word, but Cairoli is going to be on that team for outdoors this year for nationals.
I
over here.
hope, dude. Oh,
No, it's already confirmed.
I've
it's
heard it, but-
it's already confirmed. He's
Ooh.
doing nationals this year.
Cairoli
He's
is
select
coming
one.
to the U.S.
Cairoli can do whatever the fuck he wants. Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
there's no. You know what would happen if? And obviously,
Hopefully
Roger.
Tommy
would-
Hahn gets him an answer gear.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Even if Roger was like, no, you know what would happen? Pit Buyer would go, you don't have a choice, bro. Cairoli, if he wants to come fucking ride your bike, he's riding that bike.
Yeah.
Are we done with 450?
We're going to take a timeout on 450s.
But Coop,
'cause
last
we
thing
gotta
we'll say,
call Kev here.
Coop's like...
Yeah, the
he-
panic button's out.
Like, when's the last time we've seen Barsha catch and pass him?
Unless he starts rattling off wins
Not
when we
gonna
hit
happen.
East
well,
Coast here.
you know what happened with Barsha? Barsha got right up behind
Oh,
Webb and just hit him in the back of the head with that fucking hammer,
okay.
dude.
Oh, my God. Okay, and just like that, it is time
It's
for
bad,
our...
though. It's,
I want to hear what Cooksey and them said about it.
it's bad.
I haven't listened to it yet.
It's bad, though. I mean, dude, when Barsha passed Coop, like, Coop he just let him go.
Hopper said he could see Barsha's ass crack when he was riding because his pants were too fucking tight.
That's
Hello?
Hey, Kevin Moranz, welcome to Moto Aftermath Show, bud.
Bod?
How's it going, my guy?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. How's it going for you?
Oh, good. Just staring at a road for the last 6 hours.
That a boy.
That sounds so fun.
All right, so first question, right off the bat.
Yep.
What is Hopper's house like?
Dude, first off, Sater and I were blown away by how similar you two are.
Me and Hopper?
Yeah, you are. Y'all
You
are
guys
definitely
could be brothers.
Holy shit.
because you guys are so
Like
fucking
the way
outlandish.
you guys act and talk, and honestly even look a little bit like you guys could be somehow cousins.
Like the fact that they both just say the most outrageous
So,
shit.
Kev, that's not a compliment, right? Is that what I'm reading into?
I mean, I know, I have no idea. It's not really a diss. I'm just saying it made us both laugh.
Look, if I got Hopper's money, I'm totally fine
Hang
with
on, so
acting just
that's
like
where I'm
him,
going
all
with
right?
this. So, my second question, Kev: how
Yeah.
many Bitcoin symbols did you see in the house?
No, we actually didn't get into that whole lot, dude. Sayer and I could have stayed up for 3 hours just talking to him because we had very interesting conversations, just
Oh,
like
I
we're
bet.
with you, Travis. But yeah, we
Good
just had so much going on because as soon as we showed up, we went in, checked everything out, and then went straight to the stadium because I had to do graphics and everything before press day. So then we didn't get back until like 9, 10 at night, and then passed out. Woke up at 5 a.m. to get to press that morning, and we obviously stayed in the hotel the next 2 nights. So we didn't get to spend as much time with him as what would have been nice, but it was very greatly appreciated. So thank you for making that happen.
Hey, no problem. That's what we do here, okay? We make
Yeah, because
shit
obviously
happen.
that's your brother from another mother.
A show.
Look, I didn't really know. I just literally did a group chat and was like, "Hey, Hopper, Kev's looking for a place to stay in Arizona.
Hopper's like,
not
"Fuck
sure
yeah."
if this is acceptable." And he's like, "Yeah, so I got this many bedrooms, this many bathrooms, a pool, 27 dogs, Dude, did you meet the wolf? I heard he's got a wolf.
Oh, you mean a husky,
Yeah.
probably?
No,
Dog's
a
pretty
wolf.
big.
Like Cooksey told me he's
I-
got like a full-blown like wolf.
Jesus.
I don't know. I don't know if it's
gotta
like
be
a
a
wolf
husky.
breed or if it's an actual wolf.
I don't think you
I
can just
don't
have
know.
a wolf.
Yeah. What do you think? He went down to the zoo and bought a fucking wolf, Travis?
And that's going to be
He's fucking
expensive.
Hopper.
It's going to be expensive to just buy a wolf.
Yeah.
Look, I saw a person on TikTok the
let
other
alone
day.
in fucking Arizona. How's that thing gonna survive?
I
Yeah, no
saw-
shit. It needs snow.
Hopper's got a pool. He's obviously got air conditioning, okay?
Oh
Keep
yeah,
the
you don't
house
have a
cold.
fucking igloo in his backyard.
He might. You never know.
What's that wolf going to do? Just run around the burbs?
Maybe. I don't know. All right. So anyway, off the
Wow,
Hopper
that's
train
great.
here. All right. So Glendale, bro, what was it? What was it like for you?
Not too shabby. Not ideal. But I don't know. I think it was a good weekend as far as, obviously A1 was trash. Second round, get a whole shot in the LCQ and fade back real quick. Third race, wreck off the start, come back to ninth, and then the last 2 weekends being fifth, sixth, and in the LCQs is a good thing when it comes to the confidence of just knowing, like, okay, like no matter if I have Norin, Brees, Clayson, Hill, like all those, like all the dudes, like I'm meant to be there. So like it was a confidence thing that now it's like, alrighty, dude, you're there, you're meant to be there. It's just time to start beating them. So a little bit better start, and I think we would have had it, but no, it's good. I mean, I can't be down all the time. I can't be negative about it. So part of it, and like I said on my Instagram post, I'm right around that bubble, and it's time to pop the damn bubble. So we gotta get it.
Yes, sir.
What were the whoops like? Because everybody was kind of saying they seemed like slightly smaller than what we've seen the last few rounds. Were they smaller? Did they seem smaller?
They were. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest, man. Because like if you drop the wheel, it was not good. Like they're still big.
Yeah.
But they were the easiest set that we've had yet. Let's put it that way.
All right.
They were still pretty difficult, but I was actually like hitting them pretty good. So like I was excited about it.
I just want to know about that 3-3-3-3.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Like
Yeah.
it looked like that.
Yeah, dude, that's what sucked. I don't know if I'm not gonna say I was the only one, but I know there was not very many people doing it in the B practice because by the time we got out there, man, the track and that corner from all the 450s before us and obviously the 250s swinging around that corner to get it, like it's just so chewed up that it's tough to get by the time we get out there. So in the first qualifying session, I just said screw it. The straight went 2-2, 3-3, whatever was after that. And then in the second qualifying session, actually got the 3-3-3, pulled off the 3-3-3 the whole time through the LCQ, pretty much. So that helped. But it was a very, very gnarly section when it comes to, you get confused, man. Like usually it's like the section after the finish line, you go over the drag back, you know exactly which one's which, how hard to hit it, and which one to go to. When you have 12 that look similar, because like the last like 7 were all the same. So like when you're going off of a big to one that looks the same, like you get lost. Like, oh, is this gap the small one or the big one? Because they weren't all the same distance, but some of them were the same like size humps, more or less jumps. I don't know how you want to explain it. But yeah, it was easy to get lost in that section.
That sounds sketchy as fuck. Like even like for me just watching it, I felt like that first lip going in was just like too short. Like sitting into it a seat bounce, like for me, I feel like it wasn't tall enough to like where you would, if you didn't seat bounce it right, you were going over the bars kind of thing, like a short lip. I don't know if it felt that way or not.
And that landing of that 3 was taller, so it's like, dude, you were stretching the shit out of it.
Yeah, but it just didn't look like a real fun one to seat mount that you can really sit into.
Which one?
The 3-3, the very first coming out of the corner. The very first phase.
Yeah, it wasn't super great. It wasn't fun. I mean, when the corner's good, dude, it really was not that bad. Yeah. But when the corner's destroyed, like there was one time in qualifying, the second qualifier, I had a really, really good lap going, and I came around, and it was really chewed up on the rut that we had to take to get over it. But obviously, second qualifying session, trying to get down into straight transfer, which definitely did not happen. I caught my feet in the rut and still and I seat bounced it, but I let off because obviously if I really seat bounced it, I would have went over the bars and got really sketchy. So it's just not the funnest thing when you have to have a lot of momentum to get over it.
Yeah. What about that 4-4 in the section before that? Did you ever eye that up, or was that just way too much?
I accidentally hit the 4, the first one, to an extent. I kind of cased it and then just kind of rode it out in the LCQ. So the first 4, honestly, probably wouldn't have been hard. I never did go for the single over table to single.
Yeah.
That was definitely the move. Unfortunately, I had to watch the mains, but it seemed like that's where Anderson was catching Sexton in the last main.
Okay. Yeah. I almost texted you after qualifying 1 and was like, hey, man, 4-4, 3-3-3. And I was like, he probably knows, and it's probably really big, and he probably is not sure if he wants to do that because he'd rather not end the rest of the season.
Look, Fresh Prince wanted everybody to know that everyone was doing it.
Yeah, the Fresh Prince was on it.
So I was like, I'm just not going to text him this week because I don't have anything really mind-blowing to be like, hey, hit the left side of the whoops, idiot.
He would have just left you on red.
He does that from time to time.
Well,
he answered a text from 6 days ago this morning.
He's busy. He's a busy man.
It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that is true.
He's like, I'm embracing it.
Whatever.
It's not true.
Kev, you've been interviewed by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air yet? Do you think you could handle him?
Kev's probably thinking, who the fuck are you talking
about? Yeah, I don't know. What's his real name?
Joseph something. I don't know.
Have you been watching any of the broadcasts or finding any time to do that?
Big fro man.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
The broadcasts and stuff. Have you been getting any time to watch those all the way through, like Macy Live and stuff?
I don't think he's even watching.
No, but I actually plan to go back and watch probably all 4 rounds because I want to clock how much TV time I've gotten / how much they talk about me. That way I can actually kind of provide.
So you can leverage that in some deals.
Yeah, did you take Dan Hubbard out to lunch or dinner or something?
What'd you say?
Did you take Dan Hubbard out to lunch?
No, I need to though. I talked to him a little bit this weekend, but I need to sit down with. I'm still getting. We're kind of finally getting over the hump a little bit because I set up the whole Patreon idea this weekend. Actually, I got it ready Friday night with a buddy named JT. We put together moranzmafia.com. So instead of going to Kevin or the QR code taking you straight to the Patreon. Because nobody really, I kind of talked to you guys about, nobody's really going to put their card information on the spot, right?
Yeah.
So we set up moranzmafia.com. So, I mean, if you go to it, you'll check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about.
See, I remember
it takes you right in. You just put, your phone number, your name, and your email, and it more or less puts it into a database, and then it automatically texts you the link to join the Patreon and whatnot. So that way,
that's cool.
We can actually kind of keep track of who's in it and who's not, and be able to send them a message to remind them about it instead of, hey, if you want to join the Patreon, you got to put your card information in on the spot, and then nobody ends up doing that, and we have no way of who was that or how to get in touch with them to try to get them to be a part of the program or send incentives and whatnot. So it's a cool little program now that we have set up.
Sweet.
To help out with that.
Well, the moment you came on screen for practice, Hubbard was talking about you, talking about the Oakley goggle thing. Just same old man, Kevin Moranz.
I love
the
it.
other
I told him,
guy
I was
on
like, Yo,
there.
keep talking about me.
Yeah, when you watch it back, man, you're gonna shake your head.
Did they give me a good amount of TV time again this weekend?
It wasn't bad. You get a lot. You get
The
a lot of
LCQ
coverage in what's it called in qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying is what I was talking
And
about.
even the LCQ, like
I
they
know the
panned
LCQ
you.
probably wasn't that great.
No, they actually had him. They actually had you
were
on there quite a bit.
Yeah, because
Like
the
when-
leading. Yeah.
Yeah, on the LCQ, because when you and
Hill was in there.
Hill were going back and forth for a little bit, like I don't know, I'd probably say they had him on there for like a lap, maybe.
I'm not even gonna guess, but you were on there.
Yeah, quite a bit actually. Well, put it this way, you had more TV coverage in the LCQ than Chiz did. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. So
I've got a question. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man. As soon as I took off that start, like you'll see it in the video, the vlog, whatever that we're throwing out. Thanks to Clutch Media. But the biggest thing is, as soon as I took off, I got a great jump. Like we even have video. Like I'm there, not way out front, but I had the wheel on everybody. But as soon as I took off the gate, about 4 feet out, I wheelied and drifted right really hard. So I clutched, dropped the front end, and kept drifting right. Clutched again, and then I still had nobody in front of me. I'm like, I have no idea how that. I must have had an amazing jump because that start was trash. And came out right behind Chiz and just kind of slid, and then Nord slid up in front of me, and he like panic revved right next to me because we had a different rhythm going. Scared the shit out of me, to be honest. And then he snuck up. Brees was right on the outside of me, so then he was on the inside of me over the first triple, and he just ran me wide and paused, and then Raper got under us, and then I had to get around Raper and then caught past him. But by that time, they were already kind of pulling away from me, and then I had to get around Schmidt, and then just didn't have enough time. And then, just battled around with Hill for 5th and 6th, which, I don't know, man, we're close. That's all I got to say.
yeah. All right. So Cole had a kind of interesting question that he came up with earlier, and you don't have to give us specific numbers, but so do you have? First off, I guess I'll ask: do you have some bonus incentives set up with some of the sponsors, like some of your bigger sponsors?
Kind of. I tried setting some up, but I had so much going on and so many things that I was really trying to figure out title sponsorship that I didn't really put. It was always in my back of my head and thinking about it, but I never got it out there in a professional enough document that I felt comfortable with. That's one thing I really kind of stuck with too. Is I'm such a perfectionist that I don't want to just send somebody a text and ask them or something like that. I want to have a good looking document that kind of explains everything, so that way they don't have a bunch of questions.
Okay.
But long story short, tried to several of the companies product wise that I use aren't able to do that just because everybody's dealing with massive problems of just having enough product to be able to sell and everything like that. So that's kind of hurting a lot. So I don't have a whole lot of incentive from a bunch of different companies, but only thing I really have is contingency with Fly. So
Okay. Yeah, because the other question we wanted to follow up with was if you had a different bonus structure for Triple Crowns because of doing basically 3 main events or whatever there. But I guess if you don't have normal bonus structures set up, then you probably don't have different ones set up for Triple Crowns. So
I would really assume that they just, oh no, that's your overall. That's what we're paying anyway. So it would definitely not be getting 3 times the payment. If that's what you're trying to ask.
Yeah. Well, I think I heard, at least in the first year they did it or whatever, there was talk of some of the top guys were getting heat race bonuses if they won one of the races or something, but they were pissed about that because they're well, we're racing everybody. It's essentially a main event, and you're just paying us as if we're racing technically half the guys. So I don't really know.
I just figured it'd be interesting to hear if there was a difference when it came to the Triple Crowns, or if it just stayed flat rate like the rest of the season.
Yeah. So okay, well that was what we thought we would ask. So any of you boys got anything else?
No, just getting closer. Getting closer.
Getting closer to what?
He's just getting closer, man.
I was closer to what?
I guess something I could ask you, Kev, is how do you like the Triple Crowns? I know you're more of a racer guy, get out front, race your way in. Is it is it a weird adjustment to try to put your balls on the crossbar pad and get in on qualifying? And if so, did you do any prep at the local practice track? Like just focus more on sprint speed or anything like that?
Yeah, like this week, a couple times that I rode, I rode with Freddie Norn quite a bit. Or the 2 times I rode with Freddie, and we just worked on 10-minute qualifying sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So we would do, 2 laps on, 1 lap off, 2 laps on, 1 lap off. Just try to sprint. That's pretty much all I did this week. So honestly, that's what I need to be doing anyway. And then pretty much like 7-minute motos, so I can go a whole LCQ, and then when I get to the main event, we'll figure that out then.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, cool.
So back to the SoCal practice tracks this week.
Pretty much, it's the plan. Probably get a couple days of riding in. I can try to finagle my way into press again, and if not, then just get ready to send it because I'm pretty tired of watching the races.
How do you go about? That's a good question here to finish this off. How do you go about getting into press day?
Man, I don't know. Like,
you don't have to reveal your cards.
Long story short, you have to ask, and then you have to be, prepared to do whatever they want you to do. Kind of have to, you're at their mercy because obviously it's a privilege to be able to go do something like that. So they tell you to be there early, you got to be there early. Whatever they want, kind of got to try to do. What
have you had to do the last couple here that you've
wake up at 5 in the morning?
Other than wake up at fucking 4 in the morning to get there by 6.
Yeah, like that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Like if they need you there early, but that's your only opportunity to ride, then suck it up. You got to do it.
I'll just say it's probably it's a lot easier to get into a press day at a national than it is a Supercross.
Yeah.
Oh, national's way easier. Are you kidding me?
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
It's fucking easy.
But
Just tell your boy he works for the newspaper.
Technically, our press day is like we're doing morning press for news. The press day is like what happens at 1 p.m. with all the top news. So like I'll probably be in at press day, like the real press day for Arlington and St. Louis, but that'll probably be about it.
Gotcha. So do we just sneak Sater in the back door? Is that how we get him in for press day too? Or
no, we've actually we actually had a good conversation with the guy that kind of handles press day, and he's all about it. So we're on.
Is it Sean Brennan?
He's one. Whoa, he's one of the people that sorry, somebody just passed me super fast.
Sick.
But he's one of the people that we talked to. But yeah, really good dude.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him, but he seems to be ducking me, so whatever.
Oh,
Kev, how much you?
Hey, don't be stirring nothing up.
We don't need a rant.
I'm not stirring nothing. I would just like to have
Back
a
to
conversation.
what Justin and I said last time. Don't be fucking shit up for our boy.
I'm not fucking anything up. I would just like to have a conversation with him.
Kev, how much are you looking forward to getting back on the East Coast and getting away from fucking Southern California?
Yeah, no shit.
How much what?
Are you really looking forward to getting back home and getting back on the East Coast and getting away from Southern California?
Yeah, kind of. I'm honestly just ready to be. I want to be in stadiums every week. I'm really not a big fan of the outdoor stuff. I really like the actual stadiums. It's definitely my jam.
Well, hey, if you're not a fan of the outdoor stuff, wait till you get to Seattle and Denver, because those are fucking quaint little open-air stadiums in the spring that nothing ever happens like rain or snow, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 degrees out and snowing, so it's going to be awesome.
Make sure you have a base layer for Denver.
I wonder if East Rutherford, they're going to get snow there. No, because
that too, yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, so, all right.
East Coast women?
Oh, God.
They're SoCal women.
There we go.
Well, we know that like a fucking 9 here is like a 3 in
Kev is a
California.
nice church boy. He is just looking for a wife on Tinder.
You remember that video during Red Bud?
He just walked out of Bible study?
Yeah, you remember that video at Red Bud where he had Tinder open and then we had to tell him like, hey, bro, you might want to take Tinder off the phone?
Had what?
So, Kev, you remember when you were up here for the Red Bud National and we were doing the whole, like, your perspective? And we were standing out on the fence line and we were shooting, and I said, hey, bro, you might want to have the Tinder off the phone as it was in the shot. Yeah, Kev's a real church boy.
He is, dude. He's just looking for – he was on Christian
Look, man, he's just looking for a friend.
Tinder. It was christianmingle.com. God.
That was just because I wasn't racing. Like, when I'm racing, your boy's focused.
Look, bro, it's just he was just looking to have a good time, build a friendship. He's actually on Farmers Only.
Yeah.
Because he's from
Christian
Kansas.
Mingle, bro.
Yeah, Christian Mingle.
He's from Kansas.
Only.
It's Farmers Only. Christian Mingle? No.
So.
Oh, God.
All right, man.
But that didn't answer my question.
What?
East Coast or SoCal women?
You know he's going to say SoCal. There's no fucking way.
Dude, I would do the the view out here is nice. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
God.
said, a fucking 10
There's a
here.
lot of curb appeal out there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's also
Can't
a
tell
lot
what
of-
they look like
It's
because they
also
all got fucking masks on their
Oh
face.
boy, it's all fake. It's all
Definitely
fake
not.
too.
It's definitely not Kansas. Let's put it that way.
Oh my God. By the way, I just watched the arena cross from Kansas.
Hoosier.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't even watched it yet.
dude, I was going through deleting stuff off the DVR yesterday, and I fucking found it, and I was like, oh shit!
I heard
All right, sweet.
Alessi took out someone.
I don't know. I haven't got.
Was it good?
I only watched the first
I
round.
don't know. I saw a clip of Phil Nicoletti racing one. I didn't know he was racing them.
Kyle Peters, I think, also got into it with somebody.
Maybe I don't know.
Probably Michael Hicks.
It was all right.
Michael
I watched you
That's a
almost.
big
I watched
dude.
you on the first night almost die in that rhythm section, and I think it was the open heat race that you were in.
You mean the video that we already saw from?
Yeah,
his vlog?
Yeah.
I was out front.
Yeah,
I slid.
yeah, but it was but the GoPro video
Oh,
is a
yeah.
lot different than watching
yeah.
it. He basically went. It was a left-hander. He went all the way to the outside, fucking hit it, and he shot all the way to the right side.
I mean, let's be real. That track was like your backyard track.
I
so,
know
yeah.
it was very narrow, but it was fucking. It was. I was like, oh God, Kev just died. So anyway,
Yeah, I barely rode that one out.
yeah. So all right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, bro. Have a great week in SoCal here for your last week.
Good luck at A3, buddy.
Yeah, good luck at A3. And yeah, I'm sure we'll
For
talk
sure.
this week. Oh, Justin is really pissed. And he wants to know when he's getting his hat.
Look, I'm not pissed.
He's really pissed.
Yeah,
He
well-
is seething mad right now.
Yeah, sure.
So mad.
Yeah, okay.
This is what you need to do right now. You need to text me a shipping address.
I already
so that I
did.
can copy and paste it. Just do it again so I can copy and paste it and send it to the person that ships all my stuff out.
Okay, hold on. Happening on air right now.
Can you put
that's what I like to hear.
QTY-2 on there?
Because I don't have them with me.
Jesus.
He'll get back in 10 days.
Hey man,
There
they'll
you go.
get here.
There
They'll
you go.
get here.
It is sent. It
see
is
it?
sent.
You've seen those burgundy or the maroon hats or whatever?
Although I did send that. In
The
fact,
maroon
hold on.
ones
Let me
are
scroll
good.
back. That was like
Yeah.
4 texts to go, 5 texts. No, I'm just kidding. It was a little
Look,
bit
he's a
longer
busy
than
man.
that.
It's okay. You're
Yeah,
like
I don't even see it in our messages.
you're like
right?
10 on the totem pole.
Oh, hold on.
You're like 10th.
Listen, Kev, don't let Hopper Jr. over here give you a hard
Hopper
time.
Junior.
I'm all right with that nickname.
Mini Hopper.
You know me. If you don't hear back from me, just text me again, Bragg.
I know, but I have a hard time doing that. I won't bug you. So, all right, man. Well, thanks for coming on,
No,
bro.
don't feel bad about. I never feel bad about like people text me again. Like when I just have so much going on, stuff gets lost, gets pushed aside. I don't take that personally. So
All
hit me up
right, all
again.
right. All right, man. All right. Well, we'll let you get back to your stuff, man. We appreciate it. We will talk
Thanks,
to you
brother.
next week after the last West Coast round here.
Sounds like a plan, my man.
All right.
See ya.
Later, buddy.
See ya.
All right. Privateer hero Kevin Moranz, everyone. MoranzMafia.com. I'm not
Getting-
going to forget that one.
Getting closer.
Getting closer.
Getting
We're going to be in
closer.
the main. All right. Let's take a break. I need a refill. I need to reset these cameras. And
Are
we will,
you boozing?
He
A
is-
little bit,
Dude,
yeah.
he's always
What?
boozing. He's always boozing.
Really?
No one ever wants to drink with me anymore, which is a very sad state of affairs.
Well, I don't
'cause
know
I'm
what Cole's
apparently
excuse is, but,
two
like-
drinks in a Sunday night, and I'm the alcoholic of the
You are
fucking
an
crew.
alcoholic.
I
Holy
can't do it
shit.
Two
anymore.
fucking drinks.
I think
bro.
the next time I'll have a drink is when we're down in St. Louis. I'm
unfucking
being real
real.
honest with you.
Unfucking real.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's probably the
Well,
next time
whatever.
I'll drink.
Do what you do.
You want a White Claw?
No.
Does Cole look like you drink? Never mind.
Yes,
You're
he
gonna-
does.
You're going to answer that question.
Yes,
I
he
already know what you-
does.
Do I drink White Claws?
No, man. You drink those fucking... what the fuck are you drinking on New Year's Eve?
I was drinking straight fucking
No, you-
Jameson, dude.
No, we were... Yeah, I know. Emily.
Gross.
No, you were drinking those same fucking
Gross.
things you were drinking, I
Oh,
think.
Crook and Marker.
Yeah, Crooked and...
What the fuck is in that?
They're good, dude.
What
yeah,
is
he
it?
was having these
They're
on
all
the...
organic shit, and I don't get fucking hungover.
He was having these on the batch party, and I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, I was killing them.
All right, well, this has been a fucking riveting conversation about alcohol,
Look it up.
but we'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back. We will finish our 450 talk. We'll talk 250s, and we have a few other side notes to go on. And then, yeah, we'll get this wrapped up early.
Barsha's got a hammer.
12th.
All right, and we're back. We're going to wrap up the 450s here. And ironically enough, we are
No fucking
sixth place.
Hang on.
6 to 9.
6 to 9. Justin Barsha with a 6.76.
Wow. Barsha got a 6.76.
He sure did.
6 to 9.
Oh my god!
fuck.
I don't want to have
So
this
did-
conversation. I don't want to talk about the dude's unit on this fucking show. Okay.
Listen.
If you want to
Do
listen,
you think Justin Barsha's issue, or why he's going in the back of the pack,
because he's dragging his
do you
dick in
think
the
he's
dirt.
dropping anchor, like dragging that massive dong he's working with.
Yeah, his fucking pants are probably too tight.
Like,
That's probably
all
his
right,
issue,
so-
squeezing off blood.
Oh my
If
God.
you haven't seen the
can't.
photo,
I can't do this.
here's the photo.
God,
Boom,
we
popped
really
up.
gonna do this?
It's on Instagram. Travis, I just showed you the
I'm
photo.
not dropping the photo in the fucking show.
Oh, I am. Travis, I
How
just.
are you gonna do it? I'm editing. I edit the show.
I got a camera right here.
Oh God. Okay.
Travis, I just showed you the photo,
Yeah,
man's
you
got
did.
man's got a unit on
and
him.
you and I. What did you say?
All right. So here's the question.
You can respect a man's unit, and you looked at the photo, and you gave the manly.
When I looked at the photo, I had to like fucking tap it, and I'm like, no fucking way.
Oh, you had to tap it, huh? You just had to fucking tap it out.
Yeah, whatever, man.
the
Whatever.
man has a unit.
All right. So here, let me
Oh.
ask you this: is it really a unit, or is it because he's a small dude? It looks like a unit.
No, bro,
That
that
was a
thing was
fucking unit,
That thing is
dude.
hanging
Are
like
you
halfway
sure?
down his thigh.
That's on the podium after a moto.
Because if you put a horse dick on a fucking 5'9" dude, it looks way bigger than if you put it on a dude that's 6'8".
I
Look,
don't
bro,
give a shit.
we
It was
can't-
pretty.
Look, bro.
It's proportionate.
Look, bro, we're men. We're not jealous or anything. It's just like you said.
You just respect it.
Just like when women look at other women, like,
I
hey,
got 3 inches of fury.
But
between my legs.
here's the other thing about Barsha's unit.
oh my god, this has got to get
The
clipped.
thing about Barsha's unit is it really explains who he is. When you got a massive hog like that hanging between your legs, I mean, they should just re-nickname him Tripod.
Hey man,
He's no longer Bam Bam, or no wonder he's Bam Bam. He's got a fucking baseball
Hey man,
bat.
man, you know what? Honestly though, this brings up a good thing. Some shit back in the day. It explains why Davey Millsaps also had his issues because he had the same thing going on for him
Oh, how do you know?
from T
my-
Doney.
How does he know?
Oh my God.
I mean, how did he know?
We're not
Yeah.
talking about dicks
MTF,
on this
bro.
podcast.
He just
Anyway,
Holy shit. Now
When
I
you're
have 2
Justin-
boxes I have to check in the monetization thing for YouTube. Thanks.
so Justin Barsha's rocking this massive unit, right? No wonder he doesn't give a fuck out
Good
on
for
the
his
track.
wife. Good for his wife.
Okay, so here's my other conspiracy, bro.
This is a conspiracy.
So he podiums first round, right?
Blues all his testosterone.
That's what I'm saying. She made him wait all off season. He gets a podium. That was his incentive
my
bonus.
God.
He's on the podium, just ready to rock. That's all he's thinking about.
Look, man, that man is ready.
And
to
then
do
he
porn
just
after
and
his-
then now look at him. It's gone.
Jesus
It's
He's ready to
gone.
do
It's
porn
not going to
after
build
this
up
is
for
over.
another 4 rounds.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, we're gonna get to Daytona and it's just gonna.
Who was the
fucking-
old announcer chick they plowed at some point?
Oh, Aaron Bates.
No wonder.
he
Justin Barsha plowed Aaron Bates.
Oh, yeah.
How do you know?
No, I know.
It's a big.
Oh, I guess
I've
you
been
used
told.
to stay in Kevin Wyndham's fucking
I was
room.
going to say, I've
tour.
been told. And then it was super funny because he did not call her. Took her to a nice seafood dinner, did not call her
Guess who
afterwards.
Guess who James Stewart
Aaron,
plowed?
Aaron Bates?
Bates, yeah.
And
Who
then,
did James Stewart plow?
Yeah,
Cassandra Regal and Villapoto's wife.
that's definitely not who I was going.
Oh.
I'll tell you after the show because I don't want to drop this name on. Anyway,
What about
Okay, that
what
got
about
weird.
upside
This is-
down pineapples?
We're getting very, very TMZ right now.
Ooh, well,
And if you want to talk about upside down pineapples, let's talk about Chad Reed.
I know.
You've been on TikTok, haven't you?
Dude, it's a super weird. You find out the weirdest.
I mean,
shit
I'm gonna be
on
real honest
TikTok.
with
I
you.
had no idea what this.
like,
meant
I don't know what you
before.
guys are referring to, but like everybody knows that him and Ellie were swingers, so like that's not news.
Oh my God.
Oh, breaking news if you didn't know. But back back to the topic.
Back to Barsha's dick.
Back to the
Jesus
topic.
Christ.
Dude, he was coming over that triple, and Webb
terrible.
looked in his rearview mirror and just saw that thing swing and was like, he's going to hit me over the head with it. Pulled up right out of the way.
That's,
and
maybe
by
that's
you
why
went.
when Barsha got underneath him, he's just like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to get slapped in the face with that thing.
This all makes sense now. This is what Eli never wanted to pass him.
Well,
Yeah.
Hopper.
Holy shit!
Well, Hopper did say he could see his ass crack because his pants were too fucking tight. So here we go.
Yeah,
What, did he see dingleberries too?
I don't think that was the case, but
that's weird.
I mean, those pants are a little tight.
should we
but,
try to call Hopper right now?
I mean, does he want to talk unit?
Dude, I
I
can't.
don't
I
know.
can't. We got to talk
No,
about
they already
racing.
talked unit on
No,
Cookie's
man,
show.
don't
All
call
right,
it. We got to
fine,
talk
we
about
won't
racing.
call it. All right, fine,
like
we
I
won't
can't.
call 'em.
I can't
That's
talk about
it on the unit for now.
I can't talk about
Okay.
this for too much longer.
That's it.
So
Longer.
anyway,
But
Longer.
hang on.
back to the
in
racing
conclusion-
stuff. Oh God.
In conclusion,
Here you go.
Good for his
45
wife.
minutes later.
are we all in agreement
Good for
that
his
the
wife.
man has a nice unit?
Sure.
sure. Good for. I mean, we're gonna see him on porn one day. So yeah, there you go.
Doubtful.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay, that's it.
But this is Justin Barsha. We all know, right?
I mean,
Like comes out. Jesus Christ, this is gonna go terrible.
I mean, he
Comes
comes
out-
out
he comes out
swinging.
swinging.
Comes out swinging, dude.
I'm glad I caught that before I actually said it. Like, fuck, here we go.
Dude, he does come out swinging.
Comes out swinging.
You think they who makes his pants have to let it out a little bit more?
Oh my god.
I mean, you know what? I said this too. You know what would have been a double whammy? You know what would have been a double whammy?
And I'm the only
if he
one
had
drinking.
the TLD anal gear on.
Jesus Christ. I can't. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Cut.
Marvan Muskan, 5'4", for 7th overall.
I mean, he definitely doesn't have a bad
Oh my god. Jesus.
Oh, sorry, Mattel. Good. That sucks, God. You deserve better. You deserve better, Mattel.
Did anybody see that replay and be like, "Oh, he got some help from Anderson," but he didn't?
Yeah. Oh no.
I was waiting for
thinking
it.
the same thing that Ricky was saying. Was like, oh, here we go, and then, oh, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, just tipped over by himself there in that last one. 5'4", I mean,
That's
dude,
solid.
It's
very solid.
It's solid, but man, those KTMs look terrible. It looks it.
You want to know what's weird though? Is Marv looked the best in the whoops.
That's what I was just
three.
about to say. It's pretty sad when Marv looks the
Yeah.
best in the whoops out of anyone.
Yeah. So
Especially a big, tall motherfucker like AP.
after him was Cooper Webb, 885.
Dude, bad. Just-
Again.
He did that high top fade. He looked like
Yeah.
the Fresh Prince's haircut.
How many more? So, how many more rounds before he just like, you think, kind of just starts mailing it in a little
Dude,
bit?
here's the question: does he have that Star Yamaha contract signed already, and he just does not give a fuck about KTM
Maybe
anymore?
that'd be dope.
I mean,
He's going to Star next year.
he's going to Star, but dude,
Oops.
if that's the case, that you guys playing footsie? That's
Yeah,
nice.
we are.
That's definitely like
Our units are
touching
touching.
Couple clicks stiffer on the forks.
God.
Jesus Christ.
All right, if anybody wants to skip the last 10
terrible.
minutes of this
I am
conversation,
so sorry, guys. This really is.
can you put down that black pole you got in your hand, please?
Jesus God. Okay.
Don't talk to Mookie like that.
Oh my.
Oh, that's
my
another
God.
man that's probably got a unit.
Jesus Christ, you guys. Okay.
All right, so
yeah.
so if he honestly is just mailing it in, like you just kind of alluded to, that definitely like takes away some of the validity of his whole thing, like me against the world, like I have a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
yeah.
I think he's burnt out with the team and shit.
Probably. There was a huge. It created a huge ripple when he didn't want to work with Alden anymore.
So that definitely means he's not riding outdoors, right?
He did say that that's the one he wants, though.
He wants
ain't
it, but he
getting
ain't
it,
getting it
though.
on KTM.
He's gonna get on
Especially
that.
now with a deal
I-
for a different team.
I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
he's even going to get it when he goes on that Yamaha.
He might.
I could beg to differ on that one.
Because of Dylan Ferrandis.
Yeah.
You would think he'd be able to start as good.
No, he can't. Well, I mean, he still had
What
two.
the fuck?
Still had two good
Obviously, one
finishes.
bike works. Why doesn't his?
I don't know. That's David Villeman. That's
That's
that's a David Villeman.
I
bro.
saw a video of his crash. He fucking went to Indonesia.
Did he?
I haven't seen it.
Bad.
I haven't
What
seen
what
it
rhythm
either.
section was it
If
in?
you followed Moto Aftermath Show on Instagram,
Oh yeah.
Oh, do we have it on there?
you would probably see it on the story.
Oh, I'll have to get on there.
Oh, is it on the story? I haven't seen that. I look at our posts. I don't look at the story all the time.
I know I've been slacking a little bit. 'Cause real life's kicking
All right,
in.
Dino, Mr. Fucking Consistent, 999.
Just 9-10 rest
Just 9 every
9,
week?
10 every
This is
fucking
who he
week.
is.
This is who Dean Wilson is.
This is who Dean Wilson
good for him. At least he's in the
But
top
fucking
10.
yeah, dude. Like top 10 every week is nothing to
Sneeze at.
shake a stick at.
No. Jesus Christ.
God, I wish I could shake a stick at his wife.
So, oh my
Easy,
god. Okay.
easy. We struck a chord with Justin. He's all
There
fired
we
up
go.
tonight.
He is. He's so pumped.
I
Dick
know.
talk gets him going. Apparently.
Really pumped? You pumped?
Can
Can you get off
listen
of some
to
of
him,
these?
dude.
Anyway,
Globo Jim, he's pumped.
all right,
my
let's
God.
keep moving here. Shane, 10, 11, 8.
Not bad.
It's just
That's
what
an
Shane
improvement.
is.
It's
Kinda
an
where he's been,
improvement.
man. It's just
But that's an
Uh,
improvement, though. He
yeah.
usually gets back to like 13th or something.
Yeah.
I think he'll get a top 5 before the year's over with.
Yeah.
The back worries me.
Yeah, I'm still, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't pick him for fantasy. That's the only reason.
AP 12, 10, 10.
I don't understand how you can go from almost winning a heat race last week and battling with Eli and then this.
Because the bike fucking sucks.
But he
Yeah,
was
but what was
saying
the
like
excuse
that.
last weekend?
And he did wad his shit last week, too. Don't forget that.
He did.
He was also talking about how that bike is standing up a lot on him in the ruts, and
Yeah.
it's just really inconsistent.
Which is weird for a steel chassis.
Something's wrong though. Something's wrong.
Something's
Yeah.
wrong on that 22, for sure.
23.
Your boy Dylan, 7522, went to Indonesia in the last one.
Pull it up.
I tried it. I don't have enough service. It's not fucking pulling it up.
Need a hot spot out here.
I know, right?
I'm working on it, dude. Oh, maybe no.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and
Oh,
show
that's
the man.
that's the fucking.
Yeah, that's unfortunate
there we go.
that last main went how it did because.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, good radio.
Great radio.
Great radio.
You got it pulled up
Ow.
over there.
Yeah.
It's really small, but
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
I
That
don't know
little
if he hit
double
neutral
too.
or what he did.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So Dylan 7522. I mean, starts again. It's all what it's all about.
Jesus,
starts,
that's
I
just
really
starts,
thought
starts,
he was going to
starts.
be in contention for a win last night.
I mean,
Yeah.
dude, there is no denying
There's no denying the speed.
The speed, Jesus.
But the starts
Christ.
are just shit.
They just are.
They're just shit. And
just
until
are.
he figures that out, now if he gets one race, like we've been talking about, where he gets a start, boom, wins.
Oh, I'll tell
No
you.
problem.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. If the moment he gets a start, he's fucking winning.
Yep.
It don't matter what anybody else
Yep.
is doing. It's just I don't remember a time where we've seen a guy that is that fast
Be that bad at starts.
be that well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're that talented and skilled. Why can't you figure out starts?
And I think it kind of also goes back to what we were talking about. Like maybe it's just the difference in the greats compared because outdoors, like I said, the beginning of the year they weren't great, but halfway into the season, dude, his average start was like 7th to 10th. It wasn't
Well,
fucking
here's-
15th to 20th.
Here's the thing: they keep saying like, "Oh, we're working on starts. We're working on starts." Okay, I should not be able to watch Deegan's videos then and watch you do anything but fucking starts because at this point, that's what you suck at. Do
And I don't-
starts.
and I don't get it either,
Start
too, because
start, start.
the few time we've seen him on screen, like whether it be a heat race or a main, like it's not like his technique's off. It's not his shift points are off. Like I don't know what it is because also like his timing is good too. There was a few times where like if you went down in slow mo, he was literally the first one to get over the gate, and then it's something that happens after he gets over the gate. I don't know if it's him or the
double clutching. Or
I don't know.
know.
Like it doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't remember a time where there was a guy this fast.
Granny shifted, not
double
double clutching like you should.
Yep.
Wow, Dominic Toretto.
All right. Oldenburg 13, 14, 15. Cool. Brayton 18, 13, 12. That was a bit of a letdown.
That
He
sexy
kinda hurt
son
me
of a
in
bitch.
France.
God, he
Sexy
is a
son of
good looking
bitch.
bastard.
He is a
I can't wait till he
sexy
gets
son of a
gray
bitch.
hairs.
Hang on. I just
Silver
want.
Fox.
I pulled some audio off the rival show.
So
Not really
you
the
wanna,
rival show,
so you
but
wanna
the show that
fucking-
we all.
So you want to fucking play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our series somehow.
You did say Brayton was sexy.
His riding style is
Yeah,
sexy.
yeah.
He's a good-looking human being
Yeah,
too.
But I'm just saying, like,
People agree.
Who was that? Who was that talking?
RV.
RV said he's a good looking dude too.
God, that was a douche.
Heart Raft 17, 17, 13.
RV's a douche.
I don't like.
That's pretty good.
The-
He's the greatest retired rider ever. What the fuck's
I don't know.
wrong
I
with
like
you?
him.
That's not totally true.
I think he's funny.
It's
I mean,
totally
now-
true.
RC's
In his
retired.
career, he was a dick. I get it.
He was a douche when he was racing.
RC's not the greatest retired rider ever.
He is.
No.
I'm pretty sure his championships and money says otherwise. But okay.
RC's going down.
We're not talking about championships and money. We're talking about in retirement.
I bet you that with the way Ricky is, the shape that he's in right now, if he actually tried to go out
He's
there,
lost so much weight, by the
because
way.
he's snorting coke again.
No.
Probably.
Yeah, I will tell you
It's
right
all
now.
diet.
I guarantee that if Ricky actually tried to like do motos and actually put his mind towards racing, that if him and RV did a moto together, he would whoop the shit out of RV.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Bogle 19, 16, 14. He apparently went super long on Q2 on that second quad.
Video of it.
Yeah.
What, he
and-
laying in the corner?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
apparently put his back through the fucking seat and couldn't get himself loosened up that first moto, so that was what was hurting him.
Spinal.
Yeah, Chiz is going to Chiz at 15, 15, 20.
Kate Clayson just solid 21, 22.
Hold on,
21.
we're not there yet. Shut the fuck up.
Chiz had issues in that last main, or my fantasy probably would have been a little better. But
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody got into him or what the deal was, but the banjo bolt literally fucking pulled out of the caliper.
Yeah,
Didn't have that wire tied in there?
I don't know.
I guess not.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That
I don't
doesn't
know.
happen.
I actually passed on Chiz last night. He was on my team for a second, and I passed on him to save him for like A3.
Well, my thing was
use
is
him
like
for a
he's
regular
gonna
race.
be there all three.
Yeah,
Maybe it was Clayson.
I don't know. He wasn't even sure. His interview in the Pulpcast said he wasn't sure what the fuck happened. He didn't remember getting into it with anyone, but he's like, yeah, it's fucking pulled
He's
out.
like, good
so.
thing it didn't happen going down that long straightaway before the finish line.
Yeah. Yeah, so Amart 14, 19, 18.
Just a main guy now.
Just a main event guy now. Ansty, I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
He was on the
He
struggle
crashed
bus.
last week, shoulder.
Yeah, he was on
Oh.
the struggle bus.
2018, 16. Got better
He's got
everyone,
to
though.
get healthy before Daytona.
Ryan Brees coming on the show next week. 16, 21, 17, so that's all right. Cade Clayson, 21, 22, 19. Okay. And Freddie Noren, 22, 20, 21.
At least Freddie's just making mains now all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that this year at all.
He does seem to be pretty consistent with making mains, so yeah, that was pretty good. Anything else 450 wise?
No, I still am shocked that Eli and Ando have already separated themselves pretty much from everyone else. And I'm just super disappointed with what's going on with Coop and Kenny.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like this happens every year. We all get super excited the first few rounds because everything's kind of close now, and it's swapping around. And now here we are, round 5? And it's like, oh, well, we're starting to separate and see really the cream rise to the top. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's true, and you guys have said that, but that's the thing, though, is that, okay, Eli, you could have said, yeah, Ando, people weren't so high on him or whatever. But once again, I don't think anybody would have thought that this is the version of Eli we would have saw 5 rounds in.
No.
So you can say the cream rise to the top, and that's totally correct. But once again,
this good this early.
This early, like
Yeah.
a lot of, I guarantee if you would have just done an anonymous poll of 10 people in the industry, they all would have said, oh yeah, we'll see Eli like round 9. And then he'll just go on like a win streak or whatever, and that's how he'd win the title.
Yeah.
But there's no way anybody would, and if they are, they're lying through their teeth, then people are like, yeah, it's definitely going to be Eli and Ando after like round 5.
Yeah.
There's no way.
But here's the other thing, too. So we all got real excited after like 3 rounds. 3 rounds, 3 winners. Oh, man, we're going to have so many winners again. And now here we are. It's like, well, how many winners are we really going to have? Because the normal year is 4 to 6, okay? So who are the only 2 guys left that we realistically think we could see win races?
I think people just think Mookie and Frenchie.
Coop.
Coop. I think Coop can win one.
I don't think so.
And Coop and Frenchie are the only 2.
No, I would say that most people would say Mookie and Frenchie.
I don't know that I see Mookie winning.
I don't either, and you guys know I just said this today and the last show, but let's be real. If you're taking a poll right now out of Mookie and Coop, who's been closer to getting the win? It's Mookie.
I will agree, but
I mean, Coop Kenny wouldn't be able to even keep Mookie in sight.
But if you want to go like with what you say, which is
With history, yeah.
Coop has won races, so at some point you have to think he's got to put one together.
But
this
there's
year.
no way he.
So we're right back to, well, maybe we'll have 5 winners.
Does Barsha get one?
I still believe Barsha gets
No.
one. I don't.
No.
I'm coming off my 2. So you're going to say that Coop's going to get a win before
We know
Barsha?
what Barsha's got to work on. He's got to build his testosterone.
Okay.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
And I'm not getting away from the history thing, and I even said it, but I'm going off of also eye test right now,
Yeah.
and Coop does not look like he is ready to win a fucking race.
No, but it doesn't mean that I don't think he can put it together. I mean, we still got 12 rounds to go at some point.
The only way he wins a race right now is if he gets a start and Eli, Frenchie, Sexton, Mookie, and they all crash.
Yeah,
for some reason.
But we all know they find one thing on that bike that makes it a little more comfy for him.
Yeah,
he has
one thing.
he sneaks one in, and next thing you know, the fucking confidence levels through the roof with Coop, and boom, he's rattling them off podiums, one right after the other.
I'm not buying in on that. He hasn't looked this bad since Yamaha days.
It's bad, but we'll see.
It is pretty bad.
All right. Moving on to 250s, and our 250s today are, oh shit, I fucking, every time I forget this too. Kevin Moranz was brought to you by our friends over at the Dirt Bike Depot. If you need some new moto gear but don't want to pay those expensive retail prices, shop the Dirt Bike Depot for all your moto gear needs. Gear sets, boots, helmets, goggles, and more. They specialize in athlete-only boots as well as tons of more items that you can't buy in stores. Follow them on Insta at Dirt Bike Depot and DM them with any questions you may have. So thanks to Dirt Bike Depot for coming on board here. And then our 250s are going to be brought to you by JT Cycle, serving Battle Creek, Michigan for over 30 years. Stop in to check out their full selection of Beta, Gas, Husky, and Suzuki motorcycles and power sports products. Need something for around the house to help keep things nice and trimmed up? They have that too with a full lineup of Echo, Aaron's, Gravely, and Simplicity. Visit jtcycle.com or follow them on Instagram for more. By the way, I'm going to just pass this over to you. I need you to drop that off to our friends there at JT Cycle. Thank you very much. That's the most professional way to do it on the show, but before we get after and I fucking forget, all right, so 250 class, again, brought to you by JT Cycle. Let's just start with the biggest news of the night. Freeze on Craig.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing? Oh, he turned it on.
Freeze on Craig.
Is it going?
Oh, it's going.
Not a racing incident.
Racing incident.
Nope.
It's all about
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Racing
Freeze on Craig.
That was crime.
All right.
That was
So
crime.
who wants to start?
All right, so
That
here's
was-
what happened.
that was
With freeze on Craig.
That was crime.
If you say that's a racing incident, you're high.
Well, first off, I just want to say it was a racing incident
He's drunk
because
on Barsha's.
because fucking
You're drunk.
last week with the whole Kenny thing. The Kenny thing was a racing incident.
That was totally different.
Yeah, that was way different.
Totally different, bro. Totally
Anderson's handlebars were in front of Kenny.
so
Vince's handlebars were behind Christian.
in my
And it was the first
opinion, here, okay, which I know everyone's going to tell me I'm wrong. I think they were. I think they were closer to. I think they were closer going into that corner than what people think they were because of the angle. And I have heard that there is another angle of them going into that corner, and it looks a lot more side by side than what the head-on angle that we saw all over the TV broadcast looked like. Which really sucks because I would like to see other angles because I don't think they were as far apart as what now I've only watched it a couple times. I'm going to go back and study it this week because I want to see when, like, I want to really pay attention to tires entering the sand because that's what you're going to be able to see is when the front tire enters the sand, how close they were. Now, with that being said, Freeze came in, and in my opinion, he was going to go inside, but he came in way too fucking hot.
That's what I said.
And was just like, oh, fuck, I'm not going to make the inside. Well, I guess I'm going to go outside. And there wasn't anywhere for him to go but right into Christian. So
That's not a racing incident then.
That was him
That's just him
riding
being
over
a
his
fucking
head.
moron.
well, that's riding over your head, but that's fucking racing.
So here's my thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, Vince Freeze is a hazard." And by the way, that poor fucking dude on social media this week. Oh my god,
yeah,
you
I
better
think
delete your
honestly-
shit.
I think
like
honestly
even
he's used to
Liat. Like I went to their page and people were like, "Fuck Vince, why do you
He's-
support him?"
he's
All that.
used-
That's
God,
bullshit. I wish people would chill out.
Yeah,
I think
like,
he's used to it, though. I think he's got thick skin,
He
if I'm
doesn't
being
give a
honest.
I think he does too. I mean, I think it's Mike Alessi with a different name because
Jesus.
gets good.
No, Mike
starts,
Alessi's racing arena
makes
cross.
some really bonehead moves.
Yeah, one
Like,
sack up and triple into that
I mean-
rhythm section.
Was there like a first to finish line incentive or something?
I
Because
don't know.
you know Craig's on the outside. You know he's right there like this. Why would you run it that hard into the corner?
And you could
Let
literally
the dude
tell
have
that he is
spot.
the only one that was doing that because we saw everybody doubling in through those rollers. We saw
Yeah.
even Thrasher doing it. You could literally just tell the one fucking person that blew that inside berm because it was just a straight line to the outside. It
Yeah.
was Vince. Like, I didn't even notice that till the third mains came out. I was like, oh, there's Vince's line. Mm-hmm. There is only one thing when you are literally the first lap, you are second, you have the inside in a 180, especially a sand section, you have the intention of going to the outside, and that's to take someone out. I don't think that was his intention.
No. There's no way in hell Vince Freeze went into that corner and was like, I'm gonna fuck Craig's life.
No.
There's no way because he's also looking at it going. He's like
He
well,
went in too
I'm
hot.
dead center. That's what I said last night.
Yeah.
He came in, blew the corner.
Way too hot.
He's like if I'm gonna hit this dude, I'm gonna hit him dead center in the chassis, and because there's no way that even with Vince, he's thinking, oh, even if I'm trying to take him out with this, where I am, I'm going down too because I'm gonna have to fucking push it into that corner so hard to even catch him. So no, I just think that he just blew the corner. And yeah, was it dumb? Yeah, it was really dumb.
Let me
on
put
his
it this
part.
way. I think there was less intention with him going in there with Craig than there was with Ando going into Kenny last week.
Well, then we're not really in disagreement. I just was in disagreement with you saying it was a racing incident.
Well,
was
I
not
just
a
had
racing
I just had to put that out there because everybody last week was, oh, it was a racing incident. It was a racing incident. Ando went into that corner fast enough that even if there was an inside line, there was no fucking way he was making that corner.
Kenny's an idiot for going to the outside.
Kenny's an idiot for going to the outside. That is true too.
Whereas
But-
Craig already had the pass.
Well, like
on.
Craig
fuck
was
it,
gonna
but-
go to the inside and had his handlebars in front of the other guy.
But the Ando thing, it was like, dude, Ando's only move if he wasn't completely ahead of Kenny was he was going to bounce off Kenny.
Yeah.
There was no thinking, and I believe Ando too when he got to the end there and said like, that wasn't really my intention. I don't believe it is with most guys in this kind of setting. But at the same time, your intention was, I'm going to go in there as fast as I fucking can, and hopefully I come out on the other side. And whatever the fuck happens is pretty much whatever happens.
I just
So
I feel bad.
don't tell me
bad
with
for
the
Vince.
Ando thing there was no intention. Just like don't tell me with the Freeze thing there was zero intention, because there definitely was an intention of like, I'm gonna beat him to this corner. And like you said, we all know that the MCR program is very bonus incentivized.
Kinda like
it would
JGRs.
not surprise me if he had a bonus for leading a lap. Like, oh, you lead a lap, you get an extra however much
Yeah, the bike's
money.
on TV.
Yeah, the
I
bike's on
honestly-
TV, whatever. Your fucking pictures on the thing, like
I think
whatever.
Vince is just he got excited. Which, like I said, if you're going to push in a corner that deep, especially on the first lap, that's you getting way too ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
I think he's just now in a situation where he's been in the 450 class for so long. He's been a 10. First, he was barely making the mains, and then he was a 15 to 20, and then he was a 10 to 15, and that's kind of where he's been his entire career.
Yeah.
For what, 4 or 5 years now? Well, now he's in the 250 class. He's on TV more. He has a probably not winning a race, but he's leading laps. He's up front. He probably just like, holy shit, I could lead a lap. Like, that's a big deal for Moto Concepts. Going back to the 250 program, I'm battling with these dudes. He probably is like, yeah, I'm just super excited. and he got overzealous. And that's exactly, I stand by everything I said in our group text last night. He got overzealous. Was it a bonehead move? Yes, because he still has to take responsibility for it, and maybe he will come out this week and be like, hey, sorry, Christian, like, I didn't mean to do that. But all these people are like, oh, he meant to take him out. No, dude, why the fuck would he do that? Because he's going to take himself out in the process. Like, you're not going to push it in that hard into a corner and hit someone and not take yourself out. It's like Ricky always says, if you're going to run it in that hard, that deep on someone, you can't go down in the process.
Yep.
Because then you look stupid.
Yep.
And,
Which he does.
But I don't think that was his intention,
Now,
though.
what looks more stupid? Him taking Craig out or Craig tripping over the extension cord?
Tripping over the extension cord was good.
Well, Craig, no, Christian,
classic.
like, what are you...
Yeah.
Like,
while he tripped over it.
While he tripped over
That's
it.
insult to injury right
Okay,
there.
so
who, which takeout was more elegant for Craig? Ferrandis on Craig or Craig flying into the wall?
Oh, man. I
well,
don't know.
Dylan on
pretty
Christian
fucking-
was bad. Because that could have... Like, that was bad.
That was another one like Ando. Like, dude, did he mean... Was he going in there to hurt the guy? No. But he went in there going, well, I'm just going to shoot for this, and we'll see what the fuck happens.
I hate all this Christian Craig butthurt stuff about all this, though, because these have been racing deals. Let's think about
Alex
Craig
Martin.
literally blew Alex Martin the
Like,
fuck out
almost
and ended his
killed
season.
him, Alex Martin.
On purpose.
Yeah.
So Christian's not like...
Craig,
it's not
has,
like he's a
Craig
super...
has zero room to talk.
So I'm sick of all this woe is me fucking bullshit.
He also got into with a couple different people his first year riding for Geico on the 450 outdoors. There was a few different, like, you could go, I don't know
remember
exactly,
that.
but there was a few different guys when he was getting bad starts that he was coming through that he just didn't really have to take him that wide into a corner. One thing I want to say, though, with Christian when he was getting up pulling like this, I want to make a point of this, and it even happened in the 250 LCQ with Hunter Schlosser.
Oh, that was great.
I understand that the brain is a very complex thing, but why in the fuck, after you get taken down, is your first thought to go, what are you doing? Get back on your fucking bike.
And then go over the tunnel jump and throw your hand up like, what the fuck?
Get back on the bike.
Hey, here's the thing, though. If I'm Slosher, like,
I'm pissed.
I'm pissed
I
because I know
understand
I'm
that.
not making
They
the
But it
main
doesn't
both would have
round.
been in the main.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. No, he has all the right to be. And I can't remember who that was.
In fact, honestly, I was really hoping they were going to start fist fighting on the track because
that's not.
be so
That's
pumped.
not what I'm disagreeing with. I totally agree. I'd be pissed too. My point is, why is it your first thought in the middle of a race to, I don't know, not get back on your fucking bike and how about you bitch at him after the race? Like, think
Team
about
wouldn't let
that.
him. He knew that. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, that's what's annoying to me. I'm not disagreeing. I'd be pissed too. But do you guys see what I'm saying? Why is your first thought after you get taken out to, oh, I don't know, how about you finish the race and then go talk to him after the race is over with?
Not if I'm in the LCQ because I know there's no, like, my night's over. So, like, I might as well stand there and fucking yell at you.
You don't know what's going to happen,
Oh,
though,
no,
bro.
my night's over.
See,
My
that's
night's over because I'm so slow.
See, that's the difference between guys that are great and guys that are just average fucking dudes.
Craig, yes, throwing your hands up,
Why?
fucking whatever. That was fucking dumb.
'Cause I'm
Like,
gonna be
you're
real
in
honest
the
with you.
title fight and you can get back. He
In
probably
the
could have got
split-
back to
that's
third.
what I was, in the split
Yeah, that
second,
shows how pussy this class is.
in the
by way.
split second that it took him to bitch and moan and yell at Vince, and Vince probably didn't hear a goddamn word he said. He could have got on the podium. That little bit of
Yeah.
time that he was yelling at Vince for
Yeah.
no reason, and then getting all up and looking stupid with.
Well, he tripped over the extension cord. That lost probably about a half second.
I get your heart rate's already high and it goes to the max at that point, and you got a
Yeah.
lot of things going on in your head, dude. Deal with it after the race.
Yeah.
How about when Vince picks his bike up and it's just blowing sand in his face?
I'm gonna be real honest with you. We know that Vince does not know how to fight because Weston beat the shit out of him, but Christian really can't fight. So I'm pretty sure if those two got in a fight, it'd look like two cats
should
in
put
a
him
wet
in the
bag.
ring and be hilarious.
But I think Christian would get slapped in the face and he would cry. So I don't.
Probably.
If I'm Christian, dude, don't be going in like just because you got some tattoos on your back, being a hard ass.
Here we go.
Dude, he does. I don't know. There's just
Have
I
you
just can't
seen-
get on board with him.
Have
I
you
can't
seen
either.
his attitude? Like this is what I'm talking about. I still like Christian. Dude's been through a
Okay,
lot.
so here's my text. Okay, just like my text that you agreed on, and here we go. We'll talk about it. I'm sick of this. I came from hell and back. Like I don't like this whole deal. But let's be real. Like you know how many other people, if their dad owned half of a team, would be back in the sport and doing well. What if Alexander Fry's dad owned a team and he went out to the real world and came back? He'd
Yeah.
probably be in the same position.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
because of Paige being her dad being Jeff Myshak?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's like, oh yeah, I had to work construction, like, and then I just
Dude, you
figured
did
that
for
I'm
like a
gonna do
month.
it again. You decided you were gonna do it again only because you had a bike sitting there and a program around you. It's
kinda like Kmart.
There's no way in hell he would have.
There's no way he privateers it back.
He
No.
would not have come back. Wanted to come back bad enough to go buy his own damn bike, prove his worth on the track, like Dean Wilson did. Went and bought his own fucking bike.
Yeah.
Craig would have never done that.
No.
Because the Craig name still would have held value in the
Yeah.
industry. Yeah, the only
I don't
thing,
know.
the only
I just-
thing that I look at that I would say that he's been through a lot was the whole situation when
With his back.
With his back, that was
Yeah.
the only one
Yeah.
where I go, if you want to show something, how about you show more of that? Because
Let's
I
talk
remember,
about that. I don't care about your construction job.
I remember when that was going on, and Verb did the whole deal when he was like almost ended up being paralyzed for the rest of his life, almost could have actually died because of how bad it was. And Verb did the whole thing when he was riding for the TLD team. I think it was around the same time he was number 59 or whatever.
Paige's dad owned part of that team, I hear, too.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, yeah, well, my Shaq's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm sick of hearing the same thing. It's kind of like with the Kenny Arm situation.
Yeah.
We all have heard it a million times.
Yeah.
It's just a dog, man.
We've
Just
all heard it a
relax.
million times. Like, I'm sick of it.
Go lay down.
I'm sick of
Don't take the tripod
We're
out.
having a dog issue.
Oh, I'll take the tripod out.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
he will too because he doesn't pay attention.
No, I'm just sick and tired of hearing about it. I'm done
Is it
with it.
Barsher's tripod?
Shut the fuck up. Go lay down.
So,
Go.
Christian, though, riding, only talking about riding. I mean, dude,
He's the best guy.
He is, but I still don't think he's going to win this title. I'm still convinced he's going to throw it away because it's going to be shit like last night that's going to happen.
The only thing I think that's really going to ruin his title is when we get
Vince
to these
Friese.
East-West Showdown.
Yeah,
because I still don't think he gets on the podium. I don't think he gets on the podium.
I'm with you on that. I don't think so
I
either.
think, and it all depends on. I mean, Moseman isn't going to hold it together. Hunter Lawrence, I don't think has the speed.
I love Hunter, but he lucked into that win last night.
Yeah,
There
he
was
doesn't.
no-
He doesn't
But,
have the
okay,
raw.
He looked
speed.
better.
Hunter's next on my list. He looked better.
It's because the
And-
dirt.
Hang on,
dirt-
before we go into that, I want to make one more comment
Okay,
on
go
Vince
for it.
Friese.
Okay, go for it. Oh boy.
So with Vince Friese, I would put a Vince Friese jersey on my wall.
Which one though? 62, the one right now.
Yeah, I think
'Cause there's a
I want a Lee at Vince Friese jersey for
I'd
my
actually-
wall. So
I'd
if anybody's
actually-
listening,
I'd actually go back to the very first when he had the Wonder Warthog thing with the 719 his rookie year.
I'm out on that. I want a Vince Friese jersey because I don't know. He's just like the villain. Somebody's got to play the villain role, right?
Yeah.
But like, I wish everybody would just quit shitting on him and saying that he's slow and a fucking roadblock and all this bullshit. Like, he's fast. He's a damn good rider.
don't run that
He's
pace.
made more 450 mains and ran 10 to 15 more than any of those fucking guys.
Yeah.
And okay, Shimoda and all those guys, it's not like he was cutting them off or riding super dirty. He was holding his line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't run that pace for 5 to 10, 5-6 minutes or whatever, and not be fast. Like, yes, you can ride a wide bike if you have good racecraft. You know what guys are doing behind you. But the fact is, you still have to be able to be comfortable pushing that pace.
Yes.
Yeah.
For that amount of time.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not the fastest dude in the class. Here's a good thing for Vince though. Right now, all the shit he's doing right now on the West Coast or doing or not doing, it's all going to get put away when we go to East Coast with Phil.
You think Phil's going to be gnarlier?
Phil is going to take out so many privateers. It's not even fun.
I don't know about all that.
Oh,
I can't wait.
Vince Friese
I'm telling you, he's
should
good.
also be a Mario Kart character.
Yes.
Because when I'm watching the race,
You just imagine him throwing bananas.
no. So when I'm watching the race,
Bowser.
Vince Friese is riding around, holding up the line. So holding up the line in Mario Kart terms, ask Matt. I wish he was on here. Is when you are in the front of the pack, driving around with red shells circling you. Because if the guy behind you passes you, boom, red shell knocks him out.
Yeah,
and then the
that's
next guy passes him, red shell.
Yeah, it's true.
Dude,
Well, I mean,
Vince
there's a-
Friese, Mario Kart.
There's a guy we're going to be talking to or talking about here in whatever place he ended up last night where I was a little frustrated with the way Vince was riding in one of those mains, but we'll get to that when we get to him.
Okay, so moving on to Hunter here. Now,
Dirt was...
I stand with Vince.
with everything I said about Zach earlier, he did bring up a good point. So you've got Hunter walking around, and they're basically jets west, jets west, jets west. So he's thinking, okay, east, 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 and he's like, yeah, in the middle. He's in the middle essentially of his training, and he's not fully prepped for his speed. He's, as Zach put it, he's just turning laps
We talked about this last week.
at a tempo pace. Yeah. I felt like last night we saw some more speed out of Hunter, which might indicate that he's getting his training dialed in towards the speed
When's the
side
break?
of things. Huh?
When's
next week,
the break?
Next week's the
After
last...
next week's the last West
then we
round
go-
for
and then
like
we go
5
So
or 6.
he could very well come swinging after the break.
Yeah. And we're
Here's the problem,
we're
though.
You'll have
close.
jet in form, like you'll.
Here's
yeah,
the
it might be
problem,
a
though.
good thing.
He's quite a touch back, though. He's double digits.
What do you mean?
He's
Points?
double digits
No, he's
in
not.
points.
It's within
He's
10.
8 points back.
He's within 10.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
8 points.
He was only 11 going
Pull it up.
in. He's 8.
Yeah, you might
I
wanna
know
look-
that for sure.
You might want to. I'm not arguing with you. I just want to know for
Yeah,
sure because
he's-
I feel like he's double
Nope.
digits.
He's second. He has 114 points. And Craig is first with 122.
Still. That's, dude.
He's 8 points back.
He has got to. I don't agree with that. Being even a Hunter homer, he's gonna have to win at A3. Because if he doesn't win at A3 and Christian wins again, it's not gonna fucking matter if he comes out swinging. Because
Vince
also,
Friese gets a whole shot.
It does.
'Cause I was gonna say this too, when-
I wouldn't say that.
why? Because we all think when they go East-West shootout, these boys. If Colt was there, that'd be a different story. But he's
But
not.
if it's like me and Cole are saying, and he's got the speed, and he's just now getting
Now he's
tapping
going to go into
it.
a break, start
Yep.
hammering it out. Like, think about it. You know Jet's going to start doing some fucking heater
come
laps.
out on that East-West shootout,
I cannot see.
and he
these
gets on the
boys-
box, and Craig is off of it.
I can't. No, I can't see these boys getting on the box at the East-West shootout.
I can't either. But
I don't think this is the best Hunter, though. I'm 100%.
Okay, so do
that
you wanna
I don't
say
think
last
this
year?
is
Hunter
top
did pull the
speed.
fast lap in practice for a little bit.
He
which
did,
was
too.
very
He
surprising.
He did, and even last year though, when he was at his best, those boys were not on par. I just don't see it, man. I would love it, nothing more. You guys know that Hunter's
I would
my
love
guy.
him to get a title before his brother.
But I know
In Supercross.
that shut everything up for a while. But I just don't see it. I don't see those guys being on par with Jet and J-Mart and Faulkner and even RJ to an extent. I just don't see them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a toss-up, but there were glimpses last night, in my opinion, of more speed out of him that was putting him closer. Now, it was interesting that first main, I thought,
He
okay,
got in second, and he
yeah,
didn't-
let's
and
see.
the gap
and he
got
didn't-
bigger.
Yeah, the gap got bigger. But then again, too, you got to think, okay, did he get stuck behind Freeze, which is pretty much what happened there. He was all
had
over
red shells
Freeze.
around him, yeah.
Okay,
So he
so-
got stuck behind Freeze, and then when he got into second, maybe did he put in a couple, and he wasn't really gaining anything. He just said, screw it.
I think Hunter was playing the management game last night as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another thing then. The last thing I'll say about
But
it
no,
is-
raw speed, he ain't got it.
And that's my problem too, though, is because him and Mosman were battling, and whatever that main was that Mosman went
Yeah.
down on the tunnel. And yes, Mosman almost won a main, but he almost is not good.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do it. Christian straight up passed him at the end of the main. What says any different that that's not going to happen with Hunter? Because I think that Mosman is the exact same speed as Hunter is right
Yeah.
now, if not faster. I can't see Hunter making that big of a jump just in the off weeks because it's only 5 rounds.
I could see Craig making that big of a drop.
I'm not sure, dude.
You think if Christian goes out and wins this A3 that he's going to drop during the break?
I think that, I don't know, man. It's just the East-West showdown thing is if Craig gets affected mentally when he gets his fucking pee-pee smacked.
Oh, I agree, but I think it's going to happen to him and Mosman and Hunter though.
No, I don't think it's going to happen to Hunter.
I don't know. Hunter seems to do.
If Hunter was going to get mentally broke, for lack of a better term, as easily as Craig, he would have done it already.
You don't think that with them,
the way his career has gone since he's come to the U.S.
You don't think with one of these rounds being at the Atlanta Speedway that if he gets yarded by 22 seconds that he's not mentally going to be like, oh fuck.
Who, Hunter?
You think,
Yeah.
I
do not see. I'm sorry, and like I said, you guys know I can't.
Do those guys get to ride a speedway?
Yeah, Atlanta is one of the
Atlanta
East-West
is
shootouts.
East-West, yeah.
And I'm telling you,
Ooh.
Jet, J-Mart, and Faulkner, I think are going to put the smack down on these boys.
Nah, I'm out on
I'm out on
Faulkner.
Faulkner
Faulkner's
for
a
the time being.
50-50
Look,
shot for
bro,
me.
you can hate, and that's
If you're
fine.
going to ask me, what do I think is more probable, Faulkner puts a smackdown or Hunter finds
Faulkner.
half a second a
He's
lap?
done
The
it his
only
entire
thing that'll
career.
save Craig at the speedway round is if they have a set of whoops like they did last
I
time.
don't think it's going to matter because I think everywhere else he's going to be so far. Look, bro, we'll get into it when we do our. But Faulkner, you can say all that, but he's been doing it a lot longer than Hunter has. I have more confidence that Faulkner could put in a Supercross a season than Hunter can because he's done it, and he actually has more wins than anybody else in the
Faulkner
class.
has done it? What season has he done?
No, I'm talking about being close to winning championships every year he's been in it. Who else in the
I
class
thought you
has
meant
done that?
completing a season that
No.
ain't happened.
Yeah.
Nobody else has.
There's still two things with this championship that I see.
Nice.
I see Hunter.
I thought my nose was broken.
No, it's not. I see Hunter finding speed, or B, I see the only thing left, like you said with the Craig thing, is at the East-West Showdown, and there's two things that could happen there. Number one, he mentally gets fucked just because he gets his beat down
When
put
Levi
on him,
Kitchen
period.
fucking takes him to the house.
That'd be awesome.
Or
Thrasher beats him.
number two, he comes in there thinking he's swinging a big unit like Barsha, and then fucking wads himself and takes himself out of the title.
Well,
like
might
I
have a
said,
unit swinging contest with him.
I'm still 50-50, 100%. 100% 50-50 on Craig winning this title.
I'm not a mathematician, but that math didn't make any sense. That was like some
50-50?
100% 50-50?
I still don't think Craig's going to win the title.
Look, here's the thing. I have more confidence that Craig loses the title because of the East-West.
I don't want Craig to win the title just because of the fucking sob story, hell and back bullshit that they're going to build around it.
Craig will win the title, or lose the title, I should say, because of what happens in the East-West before Hunter gets on par with him. I will stamp that shit. Because
would you mushroom stamp it?
Yeah, I would actually. I don't know who I would, but never mind. No, I just.
Oh my God.
There's no way to believe that what's happened through 5 rounds that Hunter is going to make that big of a gap or jump, I should say, in only having 5 rounds to do it, because that's all it is. It's 5 rounds.
How many weeks? So what do we have here? What are we going? Six rounds here.
Yep, and then you're going to go 5 weekends, and then it's another, and then
Okay, so just bear with me here. So
do some another 100% 50-50 math.
yeah, something like that. So okay, so Hunter was approximately, we'll say 6 weeks out from peaking going into his East Coast season, correct?
Okay.
So would that not make sense that come next week, we'll say, we would see pretty much peak Hunter if he just stayed the course on program? So
Yeah, it would, but still, though.
which would make sense why we saw a slightly faster Hunter this week,
But the speed,
because
though.
we're coming into peak Hunter here.
But even the peak Hunter, though, the speed is not close. Like, even doing that math, like, it makes sense, but the speed is still not close. Yes, as far as a heater in practice, Hunter laid it down. But I guarantee if you go look at those averages last night when Hunter got around freezing, he had a clear track, dude, he wasn't making up any time on Christian. And Christian had no reason to keep pushing in that main.
Yeah.
Look, I would love nothing more than to Hunter win this title. I don't care about him winning it before Jet. Like, that'd just be a cherry on the top, but I don't really care. I would love to see Hunter get a title, but I have more faith in the fact that Christian throws the title away because he gets all in his head and gets all cocky and does something stupid at the showdowns than all of a sudden Hunter just, let's be honest, it's probably a good, average of 8 seconds between him and Craig usually at the end of these mains.
Yeah.
Finds 8 seconds at the end of a race in 5 weekends. Because that's what it will be. Well, 5 weekends through each round.
What's 8 seconds through that? So 20 laps.
His
half a second a lap.
So if you just want to narrow it down to the whoops, he's not going to be all of a sudden faster than Christian in the whoops.
No.
And that's going to be the thing. That's just, look, I don't know. I can't see it.
I don't know. We beat that thing to death, though. So, okay. So we talked Lawrence. We
What'd
talked
you
Craig.
beat to death?
So
Some
Shimoda,
units.
Shimoda goes 5.33. That was about the best Shimoda
God,
we've
he
seen all
needed
year.
that.
Yeah, he did.
That.
He did, but man, he did need it. Marchbanks goes 4.66.
Finally,
Thanks
because
a lot, you
Jesus.
fucking asshole.
What
with
he
the
had?
fantasy stuff.
He was on the PEDs
He's
this
got
week.
some ass disease, right? It's ass.
It's Addison's disease, bro.
Addison's. Okay, because I was trying to figure out what it was
He's
last
got
night.
ass
And I
disease.
thought it was some kind of ass thing, and my boy goes, Asperger's? And I was like, no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got some rectal cancer or something.
Addison's disease. Okay.
There you
Addison
go.
Ray
You can-
disease.
You can take
Unreal.
He's got some Addison Ray.
Yeah.
Now
Vince Freeze 3.10.4. We already talked about him. Swole goes 6.57.
Glad I didn't pick him.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
that's
negative
all right.
2. That'd have been harsh.
You want to tell me how good Thrasher is again?
He was really good last night.
He rode really,
Dude,
really
his
well.
speed, they did not, other than Christian last night, he was just as fast as everyone else there. It's just that
practice time really surprised
And
me
then
too.
also,
We don't give out championship bonuses for practice times or really good speed.
I know,
in the middle of the
but
main.
it was there.
can you dispute
There's a
the
video
fact-
on Verb
can you
Moto.
dis-
8.75.
There's
Well,
a video
he-
on Verb Moto, and Craig can't shake him.
Look,
Same Thrasher I've seen.
no,
8.75.
that was not the same Thrasher because the Thrasher you seen at the first couple rounds.
Hold on. 8.75.
I'm sorry, can
that
we-
would be the same Thrasher I've seen.
So- I can't
wait for him to thrash his balls on
So,
your face.
Same
like, can I
shit
say
I
the same
told
shit
you.
about AC all the time then?
Yeah, AC's
'Cause, I mean,
AC's the
AC,
modern
like,
Dean
his
Wilson.
His career's over.
His career is over.
Can I talk about my Dean Wilson comparison, or did I already break that down on the
You
air?
talked about the bets thing, yeah.
Yeah, you already talked
No,
about it.
Thrasher.
Did I talk about it on the air?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I asked you about that last
Yeah,
week
he's like
when
a
we started the
Ferrari
show.
and a Z1, ZL1.
Yeah, and he's basically Dean Wilson.
So
So
Thrasher,
Nate Thrasher is a Dean Wilson?
no.
No. Nate Thrasher is a 2-time winner.
Yeah, he's a two-time winner, which I don't know who else.
Didn't Wilson win a Supercross title?
We're not talking. We're talking
No,
about Thrasher.
Wilson
giving
did
him
not
credit.
win a Supercross.
He won out
Yeah.
that title.
Wilson.
No, he didn't win the Supercross
Fuck
title
Paul
because
Parapetos.
Tomac fucked that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tomac ruined his career.
He also
boy.
kept having electrical issues for like 3 rounds in a row
Yeah.
one year. No, Thrasher's speed was really good. It's just, dude, like that whole pack, they couldn't shake him. You can't deny that his speed was not good last night.
Apparently they did because he went 8.75.
I can't wait for him to win.
Really?
a fucking-
8.75. So like, what was the gap?
Still
between?
has still
What
has-
was the
still
gap
has
between?
yet to win a race in an actual fucking stadium?
And who else has won a race this year?
Christian Craig,
Okay,
Hunter
Just-
Lawrence.
okay, that's it. 2.
Yeah.
2 guys.
Mosman won one.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Mosman.
He did.
Yeah, that's true.
He also took a homeless man in.
Yeah. Anyways,
and the homeless guy stole his car.
The one main. What was it? The third main.
He got
fucking-
5th place.
Yeah, and it actually would have been better than that had Freeze not fucking kept moving over on him in that rhythm section every lap.
Craig probably would have gone
Quit
3
talking
for 3.
shit about
had Freeze. Moved over on him in that sand. So,
Look,
I don't know what
Thrasher,
you want out of me here.
he's making a lot of progress. He's doing good. Just
Really?
Hey, man.
Because it looks like the same to me at 8.75.
Let's just-
don't you always talk about
5th to 8th place guy?
Don't you always really 5th to play? Really, you think so?
5th to 8th place guy.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure that whole pack didn't shake him the whole entire time. Like a 5th to 8th place guy would have gotten dropped by the end of that main.
5th to 8th place guy went
What was
5.
what was the gap?
8.75.
What was the gap between him and that 5th place?
I
Between
don't know,
him and
but
everybody
he
else?
went 8.75.
What was the gap between him?
I don't care what the fucking
That-
gap was.
because that's
Where
how-
did he finish? 8.75.
Because that's how racing.
5th to 8th
That's how
place
racing.
guy.
That's how racing
Go
works.
back. Hold on. Let me
Yeah.
look
What
at
was the
these-
gap? What was the
let me look
gap
at these
between him?
results. Oh, look, 7th, 4th, 8th, 5th, 12th are his results for the year in
was,
main finishes.
What was the gap in that,
so
that last
5th
main?
to 8th place guy. I won't
I don't
count
thi-
the 12th hard against him.
I don't think a
5th to
fourth-
8th place guy.
I don't think a 4th is a 5th place guy.
5th to 8th place. Well, look, I'm not counting the 12 hard against him. I won't count the 4 too much
rattled.
for him.
All I'm saying is he's better than 5th to 8th, and everybody would back that up. Like his speed. Aren't you always the same guy that says we can work with speed?
We can work with speed.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly.
Nate fucking
There you
Thrasher
go.
has the
Checkmate.
speed.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
he might have some speed.
He has a lot of speed.
Not showing in the mains.
What? Look at his fucking lap times.
What?
You look at his lap times, and his lap times are just as fast as everybody other than Christian Craig.
Then why hasn't he been on the box?
What do you fucking mean? He's been coming from 10th every fucking race.
Well,
When
then
is the
we-
last
then we have
time-
ourselves another Dylan Ferrandis where he can't get a fucking
No,
start.
Nate Thrasher
the man
wishes he could be
sputtering
Dylan
now,
Ferrandis.
bro.
I'm telling you right now, he gets a start, he's fine. Just can't get starts. That's his only
Well,
issue
we'll see.
right
We'll see because we're about to be 6 rounds into a 9-round championship, and he apparently hasn't got a fucking start yet. And
No,
the
he
best he's
hasn't.
been able to come back through is to 4th.
You got
Well-
Justin spitting over.
Well,
him.
I
is
know.
at least he's out there
all
ra-
fired
at
up
least he's out
because
there
he's a 5th
racing.
to 8th place guy,
At least
but
he's
he
out
just
there
doesn't
racing.
want to
on
admit
the-
it.
At least he's out there racing on like
In
the boy AC.
Justin's mind, that guy's a race
So does
fucking
AC
winner
go to,
every
like, Hep
time out.
Suzuki, you think?
Who? AC?
AC.
No, AC's
No,
gonna
he's not
retire.
going to Hep Suzuki.
Where's
He's
he
going
going,
to
Honda?
go to Beta.
He's gonna retire.
You think he's going to retire with
He's
Hurlings?
going to
or-
Triumph, dude.
He's gonna retire with Hurlings.
Yeah, him and Hurling's going to retire together and talk about injuries and how fast they were?
No,
or-
Hurlings is still gonna be too busy winning a fucking bunch of world championships.
Are they going to Triumph, you think?
Yeah.
No, God, I wish.
Triumph
I
for
can't,
Beta.
I can't wait.
Although
till-
I heard Beta's having issues with the bike, so I think it's going to be Triumph.
I can't wait till Red Bud MX of Nations when we just see that fucking glorious 80. Well, his number won't be 84, but that glorious KTM out front just fucking smacking everybody.
if he
around.
doesn't get hurt.
Doesn't matter. Even if he was hurt, he'd still fucking win.
Oh, you think you'd chop a leg off and run?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Does
I don't
Monster
know.
Yamaha go to MXD?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Tomac will be there this year.
Hurling's gonna fucking slap the shit out of Tomac.
What are you going to do when Tomac Pecker slaps him?
What are you gonna do when you've been trying to?
Dude,
What-
I'm telling you,
No.
you need to get the GP package and watch them every week.
Hey,
and then
I
you'll
just want to know,
understand.
and I'm just gonna checkmate you right here. Didn't we have this conversation?
I watched the thing.
Yeah, and he missed
like
a round.
I keep up on him.
And he missed
No,
a round and
way
still
better
came back
now.
and slapped.
I
Timmy
don't have
G
that
around.
much time to watch all those.
He missed a
GPs
couple
too.
motos.
Yeah, he missed
He did.
three.
Yeah, I'm not.
He missed
I'm
three.
Three
I'm
motos
not-
in a full fucking round.
And he came back with a broken shoulder and still fucking won.
I'm not taking that away. I'm just saying he gets hurt a lot. His career's probably fucking over.
He does get hurt a lot, but his career
Guess
is not
what?
over.
He has gotten hurt a lot and he still continues to race. So I don't think I have to worry
Yes,
about that
yes,
unless he gets
yes.
paralyzed.
His career is not over.
yeah,
Chill.
he's 27.
Chill.
All I know is that when he races Eli, what's Eli's excuse going to be when he gets beat again?
I don't know because if we have a happy Eli on a bike, he
I don't
really
give a
likes,
damn. I do not give a damn. Eli can be the happiest person on the planet and getting a BJ before every race, and Hurlings is still going to slap the shit out of
I
him.
know where Justin's unit
We know
is
where
parked.
Barsh is at.
Yeah, I know. And I'll say the same thing about Dylan Ferendis. When Dylan, I hope Dylan gets picked for the French team, because
Probably
then
not.
him and Hurlings are going to race together, and the same thing's going to happen to him.
Oh, you're saying your
Wow.
boy Frenchie's gonna get fucking smacked?
I have literally said on the
Wow.
show that Hurlings is the fastest man on the planet on an outdoor track. and
What
it's not
happened to
even
Timmy
close.
G? I thought you had his unit in your mouth.
I'm pretty sure Hurlings is fucking
No,
proved.
no, he's always had Hurling's unit in his mouth.
I'm pretty sure Hurlings has proved the 2 times that he stayed healthy for
Like,
a season that Timmy G's
Hurling's
not on his level.
gets hurt a lot, so he has to have a backup unit just in case because he can't have an empty mouth. But
Yeah.
when
Well,
when
so
Hurling's
here's my thing. Hurlings might be all right because the only guy he's gonna have to contend with is Timmy G.
Well,
Because
that's because
Febvre-
Febvre hurt himself. Too.
Yeah, because Febre's pretty fucked up from
Yeah.
that weight, probably.
Yeah.
Or behind the 8 ball. At least.
Well, I love Timmy G, but he's not on Hurlings' level. It's just not. He's not.
There we go. You heard it here.
He's not. Hurlings is going to win the MX Nations again because unfortunately it's not going to be Glenn.
No, Glenn Coldenhoff's gonna pull it out of his ass.
No, those Yamahas over there.
that
don't.
is another thing.
Let's
You do
can
keep
we,
saying
can we
this.
revert back to our 250 Supercross?
Yeah,
we
I
can-
just love
yeah,
talking
let's-
about Hurlings. I just do.
I
That's
love
because
you
he's got
do.
his unit in his mouth.
I do, bro. It's
What-
fine.
oh,
It's fine.
What's your unit got
It's
going
like
right
it's
now?
like when I talk
It's
about
full
Charles.
fucking mass.
It's like when
right
I talk
now,
about
dude.
Charles
Are you
Leclerc
on?
for F1.
Yeah. What you on an outdoor setup or you
I'm
on?
not
You're on
outdoor set-
Supercross
It's a
setup
little
right
softer.
now.
It's a little softer.
Oh,
right
Or are you
no.
on Supercross setup?
He's full Supercross stew status, like a fucking 2x4. Every time,
Bro,
he
that
hears
shit
Hurling.
don't
he's
move.
got,
Every
you
time
think
he
he's got
hears
52
Hurling.
mils over
That
there?
shit don't
Oh
move
yeah,
a millimeter.
every
You got
time.
52 mil?
Every time.
I'm getting real uncomfortable with you.
You got
looking at me.
52 mils or 48?
I'm really getting really uncomfortable with you looking at me.
All right,
Or are
back
you
to-
rocking? You got Olins?
I'm on Air
Wait,
Force.
who wins between
Oh,
Hurlings
he's
and
on
Nate?
Air
Who
Force.
wins between Hurlings and Nate Thrasher?
Who wins between AC and Zacho?
Did
Oh,
you say
right.
who wins between Hurlings and Thrasher?
Yeah, dude. 'cause
What the fuck kind of
he's got
comparison
some-
is that?
He's got some 48s going over there for
Who
fucking
wins between
Thrasher.
AC and Zacho? Because they're kind of in the same boat right now. They ain't racing.
One is retired with a back injury, and the other one,
Which, by the way, I called. So
the other one is hurt. I didn't really.
Yeah, the other one's
I
always-
didn't really
the other one's
argue
always
that one.
hurt.
I didn't
The
really
other
argue that one
One's
with you.
always hurt.
What, like the back injury, I said was going to be a fucking weird
AC's,
thing.
AC's always hurt. That's all I hear all the time.
Just like Hurlings every time I turn around. This time at least it wasn't on pit bike. It is weird. Okay, I know one more thing before we get back to the 250 class. This kind of pertains to it. Have you guys watched the kind of behind the scenes Red Bull thing they did with Hurlings or
Behind
whatever?
the bullet.
Yeah,
Does
beyond the bullet or
anybody
whatever.
find it funny how much he rides the 250 in his off time?
Because he loves it. He would rather ride. He would
Is
honestly
it not fucking weird though? Because like a lot of these 450 guys go to 450s
Glenn
and they never
Coldenhoff,
touch
He'd probably be
250
damn
again.
good on a 350, really.
Koldenhoff actually. Well, he's already won an MX of Nations moto on a 350.
Who?
Hurlings.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
But
he actually beat RV.
But I'm just saying, because like in that behind the bullet, there was him riding that, and then I saw something the other day. He was riding it again.
You want to know why? Because that fucking KTM revs to 20,000 RPMs.
I don't know. It's super
Dude, I
weird.
want a 350, I think.
It's just super weird because it's like you don't see a lot of these 450 guys, especially in the States, be like, yeah, I'm going to go ride 250 today.
Because Hurlings literally went out and won a world championship at whatever the hell it was, Mantova or whatever.
When he was sandbagging in the 250 class?
No, I'm
or-
talking about this past year when
Oh,
he
okay.
when he missed a round and came back and still won a world championship.
Okay, yes.
When he won that, and then he took a week break, and everybody's like, "Oh man, go over and do whatever." And you know what he did? He took a week break, and then he went to Dubai and previewed the new 2023, and did like I don't know 4 40-minute motos.
Yeah.
that was his version of taking a break. He's like, "I had a weekend. I'm gonna go ride now."
Sweet.
And he rode on some fucking track in the middle of a backyard billionaire's house. I don't know.
I don't mind. I don't really mind him. I just think it's really funny to talk about like guys beating him because
Which doesn't happen often. Let's be honest about that.
it doesn't. But it gets you all revved up.
I
It's
know.
super funny.
I know.
Here's another question. You think Prado's going to beat him this year?
Hell no. Prado's not on the same level as Hurlings. Never has been. Hurlings pee-pee smacked the shit out of him with a broken shoulder. Prado's not on his level, bro. Prado has Prado is like Vince Freeze on steroids when he's out
Yeah,
front.
yeah, he
no,
is.
no. No. I don't care
I've
what
heard
you have
some
seen.
whispers from some GP people.
I don't care what you have seen. I don't
From
care
what
what
GP people
Who you talking
got
about,
whispers
Lewis?
from.
I don't know. I'm
That
all,
Max
I'm
Vice-
all over
that
YouTube
Max
all the
Vice
time.
pod?
I'm all over YouTube.
I'm
all
telling
the
you
time.
right now. I'll just
no,
tell
it's
you,
not podcast.
I'll
it's
just tell you this
YouTube
right
shit.
now. I don't care what people have been saying about Prado. They've been saying this since the 250 days. Look, Prado is really, really good, and he'd actually probably be really good in Supercross with the way he rides.
His fucking starts are on.
That's why I'm
point.
saying he's like Vince Freeze on steroids times 10. But Hurlings literally at a sand race earlier this year was behind him for like 5 minutes, got around him, and put 45 seconds on him. He's not worried about Prado.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45 seconds is a lot of fucking time.
I don't know. Anyway,
some Carmichael shit.
All right. back to the 250 class here. So
Jesus Christ.
Carson Brown 998. That's cool.
Just
Anything
solid.
on Carson Brown?
Is
Yeah,
this who
just
he is?
solid.
This
Yeah,
who he
just
is?
this is who he
This
is.
is who he is.
He just had to knock a tooth out first.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
You see his girlfriend's like a, or whatever's like
boy.
a pilot or something.
Yeah, and
like
he
a
makes her-
multi-engine pilot too, like big airplane.
I
also
think
makes her
she
ride
got
it.
around the paddock.
He also met.
Really?
What?
How do you know that?
How do you know?
I don't know. Dude. I saw something where she used to date somebody before.
Oh, was this
Carson
like
Brown.
a swapping
Oh.
thing, like with Jake Weimer and Nico?
Like upside down pineapple stuff?
What the fuck is that?
I'll tell you off the air.
Nico and
Jake Weimer's wife got boned by Nico when Jake was at a Supercross.
Wow, that's fucking
I heard
weird.
Tyler
Oh,
Bowers plowed out Paige Craig
Oh God. Wow.
What? What?
and Christian watched.
No. Wait a minute. How did Tyler's wife feel about that? Oh my god.
Tyler's divorced.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. He's a
What?
big gorilla. Fuck Tyler Bowers. He's a big gorilla.
He's not married to what's her nuts anymore?
Remember Chelsea Bowers?
Oh my God.
No, I don't. But
Tyler almost beat the. Never mind.
I don't
can't
know.
say this
This
on
is
air.
I read it on a forum or something somewhere that they
Wow.
were like. Oh, God,
Okay,
this is
we're
going
done
down.
with that
I can't.
conversation.
I can't stand
Just
Tyler,
something
so-
about that Bauer. I don't know if it was like. It was probably during because they've been together for quite a while, Craig and her.
Remember-
But Bowers is a big enough of a douchebag to do something like that.
Remember Chelsea Bowers' sister?
No, I don't.
You should go look it up.
I'm
Anyway, all right, moving on. Mosman, 10-2-15. Mosman had a very Mosman night, which was couldn't keep it off the fucking ground.
That crash was so stupid.
It was
good.
so
he
dumb.
better head to Bible study.
Yeah, he better.
Better more homeless people inside of his house.
Robbie Wageman, 15-8-10. I don't know what happened that first moto, but
Hey,
whatever.
that's who we should get on this show. Is the
I
guy
like
who
Robbie.
runs the solitaire account.
Hit him up.
We get
gonna-
Ryan Clark on here.
I'm gonna actually.
Robbie's a solid dude, man. Somebody needs to give that man a ride for outdoors on a 450.
Yeah, maybe. Derek Kelly, 7-19-9.
This is who Derek Kelly is.
The 19 is who
He
he
still
is.
scares me, dude.
Yeah, I'm out on him. He's another one
I mean,
that
his
like
speed. He's like
scored
9
good points
He's
on
like 9 to
fantasy.
14 speed wise. He's like
Yeah.
9 to 14.
I think now, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still out on
He's not-
fantasy.
I think he
with him.
finally figured out who he
when
is.
he's not trying
He's
to
too
send
wild
it into
card.
the nets.
Dylan Walsh, 13-11-11.
Very surprising to me.
Yeah.
Seems like more of a racer than a
I hope he
qualifier.
sticks
More of
around.
a racer and good starts.
Hope he sticks around.
Because he was up front. He was like 5th in one of the
For a
motos.
little while, yeah.
Because I had him on my fantasy. I was like, holy shit.
There's another guy in here that actually had some good times in practice that was actually backwards. Had good times in practice. Shitty racer.
Mitchell Harrison.
That's not who I was going to talk about.
12-13-12.
Just struck a chord with
I
him.
No,
heard,
it's not what
he got into it with Jerry Robin,
Good.
like yelling and screaming at each other.
They smacked him. Was this the video of Robin getting smacked?
Maybe. I don't know.
Mitchell would do some
I
shit
was
like
say I
that.
heard it on the Pulp interviews, and
I'll have to
like
find
he was
it.
talking
There's
to
a video
Jerry,
of Robin getting his shit smacked.
and yeah, apparently Jerry was like, well, apparently he thought I like cut him off, and there was something that happened last. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, if I had his number, I would fucking ask, but
Yeah.
He looked pretty gassed on the podium. In
but
the
I can't have
LCQ.
his
What's
number, and my
fitness guy
co-host
going?
doesn't seem to want to try to fucking get us information. So
Yeah, anyways, let's move on.
What's the fitness guy going on?
All right, dude. Let's go. Let's move on.
he doesn't want to talk about him.
I don't wanna
okay?
talk about him.
We can't talk about him
Why?
Because we just can't.
because he's Mitchell.
yeah, we just can't.
I doubt he listens.
No, he doesn't listen.
Does his dad listen? No.
No. I
Chris
mean, Mitch,
Chris blows 14-15-14.
he's ready for retirement.
He is. Jerry Robin. Fuck this dude because
14, though, got me.
got 52 fantasy points.
Yes,
Fuck
sir.
yeah,
Great
buddy.
fucking, great
Yes,
fucking job
sir.
on that. But I'm so far away from
Yes,
picking Jerry
sir.
Robin ever
I'll
again.
never pick Jerry Robin unless I know for sure it's a triple crown, because then I will know if he's in the main or not.
Dominique 3, 16-12.
Yeah, I'm staying away from McFlurry. For
I
that.
almost
I know,
picked
man.
him.
Florida needs to go back to Germany.
Carnell and Carne Asada.
Carne
18,
Asada.
16, 16.
Dude, he was on the board for 8th for a while. in
Yeah, I
practice,
know.
and I'm like, there's no way that
Dude.
stands.
He hit the
fast.
water truck lane, Austin Wagner style.
Are you talking about the iron?
That's Wagner's pit bike right behind you.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Anyway, Cole Thompson, 11, 20, 21.
Go back to
I
Canada.
can't find this video. I'm
And
sorry.
then we've got all of the dudes that don't normally make it. Stapleton, Lyonsmith, Heil. Stapleton went 19,
Well,
17,
Heil
17.
already did make a main through the heat race.
Yeah, Lyonsmith went 21, 18, 19.
Never will see him in a main ever again.
Heil went 20, 21, 18. And then Mumford, 22, 22, 22. Anybody heard what happened to Mumford?
I just saw an update on Instagram. He went to Indonesia off the Dragon's Back into the berm.
Was he trying to go blitz 3 over? Or did he just, like, launch off the top?
I have no fucking idea, but either way, he went to Indonesia and he said he's sore, but he's good. Sore but
Well,
good.
that's too bad because he was on a good run here. He was making improvements, so that's too fucking bad.
Well, you know, Dylan Schwartz.
I hope a lot of people picked him for an all-star because he's probably not going to be an all-star anymore.
Dylan Schwartz is on the shelf too, so that team's just.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's
Schwartz
probably
is
not
out.
going to be any better when we go east with their two
No.
guys.
So with Schwartz out, that opens up more room to getting these guys in the main for all you fantasy people.
I really want to know if Kilroy's for sure on that team because there was rumblings that like they were going to sign him before West Coast, and then like they had some contractual things going on.
I don't know. Haven't heard anything about that.
Sexual things, you said?
Derek Drake's on that team for East Coast.
All right, few more things I wanted to touch on here.
Do you want to talk about the
I want to look at. I'm trying to find points.
That is one thing that's on my list. I have I know we talk about it every week here,
What?
the futures thing,
Futures,
but I
how
have
much
I have
Travis hates it.
I have a new
let's just
I have a
fucking
new
skip
comment about that, but let's start the first. So the first thing is that did anybody notice the new corner tough blocks they had for the tight 180 inside corners?
No.
Remember how we used to have those tall ones that were almost like a square with like the rounded ends, and the guys would always catch their foot pegs and then drag them out and shit.
Yeah.
They now have these new like low profile. It's almost like one of those little like flat orange cone things, you know, that you would run around at the park. That sits there, and then it's got the leader pole or whatever that goes in it. So it's nice to see that they're actually making some improvements because it's so low that you don't catch your foot peg on it. You would have to literally be like dragging foot peg to catch it. But I noticed that during qualifying yesterday. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like we're making some improvements
Steve
here.
is beating his chest.
Probably.
Whatever, Steve's a dude.
So futures. So
Yeah, Lorraine underneath. Lorraine one time.
What did you
these
just...
things are so fucking boring.
I like how Luke Calatsian though was like, fuck you, Ryder D.
No shit. But Ryder D would have got like 10th in the main.
But here's
The main
the thing.
main.
So okay.
Yeah, it's
So we've seen 3 of these now, right? Mm-hmm. What the fuck are we doing? Because we basically have seen almost the same
I do
kids
like
at
it, though.
all 3.
I do.
I like it, but we need to get more competition.
I'm ready
in
for
there.
Minneapolis when we see Romano and hopefully Hymas is there.
Yeah,
That's my
some,
question.
Like some of those guys, if they could figure out how to draw in all of the top guys to run the championship, like DeFrancesco's
Yeah.
running the whole series.
Yeah.
Because like I'm sitting there with Emily watching it, and she's like, "Who's this DeFrancesco kid?" And I said,
Jimmy
"Google
John's.
him. He was sponsored by Jimmy John's when he was fucking 6."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, really?" Blah blah blah.
Jimmy
and
wanted
I was
his
like,
John.
"Yeah." So like and she's like, "Well," and we were talking about earlier in the day, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't know who I'm gonna cheer for after a lot of these guys retire." And then we were watching that, and I was like, "Here are the guys. These
Yep.
are the next guys."
Isn't
So,
he
from a-
represented by the one group?
Wasserman.
Yeah. Is he still represented by them?
I don't know.
No, he was with Kevin Harvick Group. That's how I got the Jimmy John.
Oh, that's who I was. Yeah.
So
yeah.
here's the thing, though. Here is the thought that crossed my mind yesterday as I'm watching this.
Renan.
So they keep saying,
Looks
"Oh well, this
Does.
kid's got his points. This kid's got his points. Ryder D's got his points already." What we should have, because obviously we have time for it. Okay, so whatever Feld's saying about them not having time is bullshit. We have time. You should have to complete an 8. We should have these at 50% of the fucking races, and then we should have the KTM Junior 50s at the other 50% of the races, and then at round 17 we should have both and have the fucking title night or whatever for it, right? You should have to complete 8 full races as an amateur to get your Supercross credential, in my opinion.
Oh,
Because
just complete 8.
yeah, because okay, you're looking at
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
you're looking
because,
at, and I'm talking complete the races.
well, they were
I
talking
started
about
it.
old boy that got like fucking 8th in futures, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, he got his points. He's on the
Nicholas
pro
Nisbet.
line."
Yeah, that's the thing. So you look at this. Okay, obviously Ryder D, which we've seen now for 3 weeks, he's got the skills. He could go out for the 250 class at this point. Okay, I think we're all in
Yeah.
agreement, right? But he is an exception. He's got, even though his bike doesn't say it, it's a pro circuit fucking bike. He's riding with the pro circuit guys at
It's
the pro
basically-
circuit
it's
track
basically a
all the
factory
time.
250.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, he's doping.
but all these other dudes that are on the
Got real
line
tall.
there right now, because we haven't seen any of the other factory guys, those boys are not ready to go out for a 250 Supercross. They're going to end their fucking careers
Yeah,
going
well,
out
that's why
to
Flowers about
qualify.
ended himself. in
That's why,
that
Yeah.
Super
that's why
Purple.
Kalatian is still doing them because he knows he's
So,
not ready.
so
That
that's
dude has
what
the
I'm
ugliest
saying.
style I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. These boys should have to come do 8 fucking rounds of these future Supercross to get your
Well,
license. Now,
I guess-
I can come in and do one, and I got my points because I finished second to Ryder D, and I was 45 seconds behind him, and now I can go do it.
Well, like
no
I said,
way.
I know we're supposed to see
Yeah, there's some
Romano.
local people doing that.
I know we're
Yeah.
supposed to see Romano at Minneapolis, but I'm really curious what round we're going to see Hymas at.
Yeah.
Because Hymas got his points at Minios, but you would think that Honda
That's
wants
the other
him.
thing. Why the fuck are we giving out Supercross points at
Well, that's
Minios
how
when we're doing
That's how
this?
Hubert got his.
I understand that too. But this is what I don't understand is if we're doing the Supercross futures like this, and I know it's been a weird couple of years due to everything that's been going on, but why the fuck are we giving out points at the fucking Supercross at Mini-O's when we all know that's not fucking Supercross?
Because I think at Minios, when they did that, when that was all set up, I don't think that they had a good grasp on what they were going to completely do for futures for this year.
Well, no shit, because we
But I think
haven't
that's why they
really
did it.
known what the fuck is happening all
Look,
year.
you know what I just want to see? I just want to see them do like a combine. I want to see some skills challenges. That's all I want to see. I don't really care about
What's the
watching.
skills challenge going to
Look,
be?
bro, I
like,
want us
who
to be
can-
like the
who can go to the
NFL,
end
like
of the
who-
start straight,
Yeah.
go around a fucking barrel and come back?
Yeah, bro, like ride a wheelie. I want to see who can throw it upside down off a triple.
I mean, a combine would be fucking cool, but
I just want to see some
A
skills.
combo like football?
Yeah, bro, I just want to see some skills.
See how many push-ups they can do and then get on
No, I don't really give a shit about that. I just want to see some skills challenge.
But anyway,
Sorry, I'm
Dude,
just trying
I mean,
to make
that would
fun
be
of
kind of cool. Put a fucking timer at the beginning of the whoops and another timer at the end so you can hit the whoops the fastest.
You also probably
you
would
go.
kill about 4 or 5 people because they just send it wide open. But yeah, sure, okay. I'm good with it. I just want to see some skills challenges, bro.
I mean, that would be cool.
Like
that
Moto
would be
Combine.
cool too.
Yeah, that's just never going to happen.
But
Yeah, but it'd be so cool. I'm totally like trying to poke fun at this whole thing because I think
oh,
the
because they
futures-
call it a combine?
Yeah, I just
When I think Moto Combine, I think of all the fuckers around Travis's house during harvesting season.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what a combine is?
I know what a combine is.
yeah,
I'm
all the
very well
you
aware.
live in the middle of a fucking cornfield, basically. You
I
probably
mean,
see
yeah.
combines all the time.
Yeah.
all right. Anyways, what's the next thing on your list?
Yeah.
I mean, does
Wrap it
anybody
up.
agree with me with the
I gotta
futures thing?
take a leak.
Does anybody agree with me with the futures thing?
Yeah, I
That
mean,
like that it should be like 8 rounds that you got to do.
I gotta go drain my fork oil.
Okay, go for it.
your foco, your shot fluid.
I mean, there has to be something new we have to do with
This
these
is not
kids.
going to happen though, because like once Feld is set in their ways, that's just the way it's going to be. Like,
But I think I think the futures thing they're okay with because
Yeah.
obviously they're doing it. They did it. They figured out like okay, the Sunday thing isn't really working.
So-
now they're putting them on
we-
these tracks.
Do we know how many more rounds we have coming up that there are futures going to be at?
Who the fuck would know?
I mean, it's
Who
got to
the
be
fuck would know?
It's got to be
no
somewhere.
one seemed to fucking know before the season
Well, I'm
started
pretty
what
sure
the fuck was happening with
I'm
it.
pretty sure we're not going to have it at A3 because we had it at A2. So
Yeah.
we're not going to go back twice.
No.
I know we have Minneapolis. I know we
Yes.
have Arlington.
Yes.
I think
Atlanta, I think, is one.
I think St. Louis might be one.
I don't know.
God, they
I
should do it
thought
at
like
Daytona.
Atlanta.
Should do it at Daytona. That'd
I
be
don't know.
awesome.
I'd have to look at the schedule.
Yeah, I'm just honestly like I'm sick of seeing Ryder D's face.
I am too.
I just don't care anymore.
I am
Like,
too.
dude, until he races Romano or Hymas,
Yeah.
like we're not going to get a good gauge of where this kid's speed.
But at the same time, I do like what he's doing because he's doing all of them. And from what I understand, he wants to do all of them because he wants to win the fucking championship at the end of the year.
yeah, they can say that, and I don't know have any inside information whether that's true or not. But you also got to look at it as Mitch is going. Well, you really don't have a choice.
Minneapolis does not have futures.
Okay.
Arlington, which is also a triple crown. That's interesting.
Yeah. So St. Louis.
Arlington, Atlanta, Foxborough.
Oh Jesus. Nobody's
and
going to go to
then
that one.
Salt Lake City is the.
So I think Romano will probably be at St. Louis and Arlington, or even Arlington. Probably just St. Arlington. I don't know, man. I'm just sick of seeing them. Like, it's not even been competitive, and it's bad watching these dudes. I mean, if we want to see the talent, it's just like watching the 250C group.
St. Louis does not have it.
Oh,
Would you listen to me? It's literally
No.
Arlington, Foxborough, and Atlanta.
all right.
East
So
Coast.
Arlington and Atlanta, Romano will probably be there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think there's something different that could be done to really prep these kids for. I also think that there should be qualifying races literally the year before for kids to get into the futures. And then once you get in, I believe there should be an infrastructure built out of practice tracks across the country at different places. And if you are qualified, sit the fuck down. And if you are qualified for futures, the futures season, what'd you just sit on?
Just took a bite. He took
take
Barsh's
that-
unit.
Barcia's here, dude.
Barsh's unit just
Oh,
went
man.
up the corner.
I was just looking at the. What are you doing? Is that JS7's KLX 110?
No, that's a
Justin will know what I'm talking
that's a old Honda 250R 3-wheeler.
Some Two Brothers shit
Why are
right
they
there.
doing chrome?
It's not chrome.
Chrome gold.
It's not chrome. That's translucent gold.
You're translucent gold.
It's not my favorite color to do, man.
I mean, that thing looks.
That's hot.
That's bling, dude.
It's blinging, bro.
Bling.
Anyway, yeah, and I think
Cold.
it's
That's cool.
70 degrees in here.
I also just went outside.
Well,
and
that is true too.
Yeah.
Drained
And
my
you're
unit.
and you're a cold-blooded bitch, so whatever. Anyway,
Oh, I started the rig. That thing's gonna be warm.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready to get out of here.
anyway, so yeah, so I just think there's more we could do with futures. Then there was one other thing I wanted to touch on. So I was listening to what was it? The Moto Marketing Podcast, and they had Lucas Myrtle on.
Oh, wow.
Either of you listen to that?
I saw clips of it.
That's one I need to put on my list because I feel like
It's
there's a lot
good.
of interesting shit in the Moto Marketing Podcast.
There is. I don't listen to a lot of them anymore just because I have so much shit to listen to outside of that. But the Myrtle one I wanted to listen to because I like Myrtle. So Mert said that he believes that they went in the complete wrong direction with how we're portraying these athletes. We are portraying these athletes as the pinnacle of physical fitness, correct? Okay, that's what we've been doing, right? Everybody in agreement here? Mm-hmm. When you look at AC with the shirt off, do you think pinnacle of physical fitness?
You got to see him when he's actually flexing, though. The dude is tone. I understand what you're saying.
Hey, settle down.
Why?
I'm just saying, most of these guys, when you see them with their shirts off, you don't think pinnacle of physical fitness. They're not fat guys or anything, right? But they're in shape.
I mean,
but
they're pretty
not
chiseled.
They're not ripped 6-pack abs that
You
are
look
just
at
defined.
I don't know, man. You look at
There
Kenny.
are exceptions. Kenny does look like that,
Dude, his calves.
but they're
Ricky's calves.
also not like. They look like they're flexing when they're standing still.
the
Not
problem, though,
bodybuilder
is-
status, but we've all seen these really athletic looking, I'll call them for lack of a better term, the CrossFit dudes that you look at and you're just like, physical fucking specimen.
But the problem, though, is that we have a bad problem in society when we think of like in shape. We look at that. We look at really toned dudes have 22-inch biceps or whatever. But I'll tell you this right now, and we all know this. Like, this is not a secret, especially with us, that cardiovascular wise, moto dudes blow everybody out of the water. Whereas, like,
okay, but here's Mert's point. Outside of us guys that ride, who gives a fuck?
what do you mean?
Like, okay, when you're trying to sell the sport here, go back to the 90s.
Oh, sell the fun.
We're the coolest fucking dudes ever, right? We
Yeah.
got fucking motorcycles. We're fucking bad boys. We're that
Got
kind of shit,
units.
right? Yeah, we got units. We're fucking, we'll
Got
party,
chicks
like whatever.
on the boat.
Okay.
Tyler Evans.
The 90s were
R.I.P.
fucking cool like that,
R.I.P.
right? And people wanted to be around these dudes. McGrath
Oh my God,
superseded
I
the
would love to
sport.
be McGrath.
All this kind of shit like that, right?
I'd be Emig.
Fuck.
I mean,
being
even look at Stu. Stu was larger than the sport because they brought out this person. He's fucking dancing.
Yeah.
He's a fucking,
Doing the worm,
yeah,
driving a
all this shit,
Lambo.
all this shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Then we get into the Dungey Villapoto airs. They're fucking super athletes.
Yeah, it
no
got
one
boring.
outside of us
That's when it
gives
got
a
boring.
fuck at how athletic they are.
So,
We
so to
don't
sum it
give
up,
a fuck.
Myrtle thinks that we need to go back up talking about these guys. Oh, this is crazy, the fun, this and that.
Personalities.
But
Well,
the personality,
yeah,
yes.
why-
But,
look how he's selling Jet to everybody.
look how he's
but
selling
the personality, yes. But as far as the other stuff, we can't do that. You want to know why? Because freestyle motocross has that unlock.
The freestyle motocross is fucking dead.
That's
bro.
what I mean, though.
Bingo.
Nobody that's what I mean, though. They've been portraying that shit since the whole Metal Militia days, and nobody gives a
Yeah,
fuck.
but the problem with freestyle motocross is
Freestyle
that
motocross is dead now, but back in the day, dude.
When
it was
Pastrana-
characters, you got to create a character.
Yeah.
It was,
you had
but
Brian Deegan, the detention guy.
Pastrana, yes, I know that. You had
Pastrana.
Enzo, you had Jeremy Stenberg.
Clifford out of Ponce.
Okay, okay,
Flying
okay.
Hawaiian.
Okay, hold
Mad
on.
Mike Jones.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You want to keep going?
Let me
Mike Sink Mars.
hold on.
my God.
Hold on. Let me
Mike Metzger.
Let me put this into something you'll understand. You and I are, well, I assume you
Jeff
too.
Oxcart.
We're getting
R.I.P..
we're into Formula 1, right? Because of
Little
Drive
bit.
to Survive.
Little bit.
Okay? Right? That's why there's a ton of people in the
Wow.
US that are getting into Formula 1 because of Drive to Survive.
Yeah.
What are they portraying in that series?
What do you mean?
Those guys are physical specimens also. The G
Oh, they're
forces
talking
that
about
go
how
on
flashy the sport is and all.
they're
the
they're in fucking shape.
Well, they're talking about all the
too.
politics
I
bullshit
will-
that we talk
Is
about.
there a one fucking episode of Drive to Survive that talks about the physical specimens those drivers
Well,
are.
they're more in shape. There's more of a mental capacity with them than it is physical, though.
Their
'Cause I
physical
look at-
capacity is
I mean,
still
they talk
fucking
about
I look
high.
at Daniel.
politics and
I look
shit,
at
too.
I look at Daniel Ricciardo, man, and he is not like I don't look at him and go, "Holy shit, this dude is like like he's not even cut."
Good looking dude.
Lewis Hamilton, yes. Max Verstappen, yes. Charles Leclerc, even kind of.
Okay.
But a lot of those other dudes, like
I'll
dude, I
ask
look
the
at Pierre
question.
Gasly.
I will
no.
ask the question
Pierre
again.
Gasly.
I will ask the question again. Is there an episode of Drive to Survive that is pointing out the fact of the physical
No.
specimen of them?
No, but the reason why
Bingo.
no, it's about the drama. But the difference is
Bingo.
because the small-minded people in the sport that run the media side of motocross and
Mm-hmm.
supercross will not go the way that Formula One does. Because first off, they don't have the money to do it,
Mm-hmm. Which
and
is
second
wrong.
off, there's no production studio company that will buy into other than outside of us, the
No,
hardcores.
So they were trying to do it with Red Bull, the inside the Supercross or whatever. They're not doing it this year.
It's interesting.
Another thing, moto inside the outdoors, like that was a great thing for a lot
Yeah?
of people to see how
Well,
gnarly
Motospy,
outdoors.
that's what it is. They were
Yeah.
trying to do it with
Motospy.
Motospy. Not a thing this year.
I completely agree, but like I don't understand where Myrtle's why he's saying that though, because he knows better than anybody that they're not going to be able to change it. Like you're not going to be able to change the perception. Like you can't go back to the way it was in the 90s.
They're not changing it?
Anderson's done it a little bit.
Jet had a fucking OnlyFans set up at the fucking outdoor race, and
Jet's one
every
guy.
16-year-old girl in Southern California
Jet's-
wanted to be there.
Jet's one guy. It's one guy.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
but I think
matter.
the point being is if you can turn Jet's a character of the sport, Joe Shimoda, he's eventually going to be a character of the sport.
Yeah, but Joe is
It's like wrestling, dude. All these dudes are characters, right?
Joe still has too much of a disconnect on American culture.
That doesn't matter. That's perfect.
That's the perfect.
He will not go
Because like
against
Emily,
the
I watched a
Japanese
race
culture.
with Emily, and Emily is like,
everything.
"Oh, we don't know Shimoda.
I
he's
love
so
Joe.
cute."
Everything
His
you
dad
see
won't
with
allow it.
everything you see with Joe,
His dad won't allow it.
everything you see with Joe is planned by Mertz.
Nothing I've seen from him, and I've been watching him since he was 985s, has changed.
Everything you see from him
That's
right now
totally
is
fine, and I
planned
don't.
through Mertz.
That's totally fine. I don't disagree with you, but I've literally been
They are-
watching him.
he is
Listen to-
building a
listen to
different
me.
character out of him.
I've watched him since he was 985s when he came over here from
Build
Japan.
characters.
Yeah.
He's not changed. He's been the same kid as he was when he was 985s.
But what I'm saying is they're not building another Jet out of him. That's not what I'm saying at all.
So what's the character? though? I don't see the
It's
difference.
just building characters. You got
He is
Jason
the-
Anderson, the stoner, fucking laid back guy. You got Aaron Plessinger, the fucking Dale Earnhardt redneck
Hillbilly
hillbilly
cowboy.
fucker.
Okay.
You got Jet Lawrence, the heartthrob kid that fucking
from Aussie,
from
doesn't give
Australia,
a shit, chill, fucking whatever.
the TikToker, the
into fucking donuts.
Here's the
okay.
here's the-
You can turn Ken Roxon into
Well,
like
Kenny's got his own thing. Here's the thing that I'll say to you guys, and I completely agree with all the points you're making, all the bullet points.
Christian Craig, the family
There's a
man,
reason. There's
American
a reason.
dad.
There's a reason why with our sport, even though it has gotten bigger in the last 20, 30 years, why that shit only lasts for so long. You guys literally just laid everything out though. What they did through the 90s, and then in the 2000s, and then in the 2010s
it's a
or whatever.
cycle. You got to run the
But it's
cycle and
the-
find the new one.
But the thing though is that they've already tried this, and it lasted for a while, and it's made it what it was.
What do you mean tried it?
It's a business cycle.
The 90s. All the different people you had that were on TV, McGrath, Emick, all those dudes. Then you had Greg Albertine, you had Sebastian Tortelli, you had Ricky Carmichael, you had Travis Pastrana, you had Chad Reed, James Stewart, Ryan Villapoto, Ryan Dungey, Kevin Windham, all these dudes. You had all these different personalities, but the thing though is that
Nobody played off their personalities though.
but Stewart did. Stewart did for a long time, and so did Pastrana.
Stu did, and look what happened.
But it was
Look
one
what-
guy.
Look what Stu had.
And then guess what? You know what happened? Ricky Carmichael spanked his ass, and nobody cared. Yes. Carmichael beat him. Results mattered to people. And the reason why I don't think this whole thing with Jet will last long, you talk about these 16-year-old girls or whatever, or even yes, Jet is the biggest figure.
they're gonna find Barsha guys
But
out there.
how long do you think that those average fans are going to stick around watching racing until they just go, I don't like this anymore?
There's more characters in the pipe. There's a dude named Hayden Deegan.
No, I'm not
That's another
disagreeing.
character.
I'm not disagreeing with what you guys are saying about the characters. I'm disagreeing on the fact that I don't think it's sustainable.
this is the old school mindset versus the new school
Yeah,
mindset.
I'm,
But see,
I'm
here's
a
the
new
problem,
school
though.
mindset guy.
You are one of those
You are
old
old school.
moto,
You're a
old school
fucking-
guys that
that
you're
you-
like,
you
this
will
will
live to
never
die.
work.
Because it hasn't.
It's gonna work.
I've watched this for my entire life. It hasn't worked. Motocross is not big enough yet, like Formula One, where they can get away with doing that.
Who
But
have
you
they
got-
marketed it like they are Jet Lawrence?
Yeah.
Who have
James
you-
Stewart. Travis Pastrana.
Okay, and look
what happened to those guys. They went
moved,
mainstream.
They did, but guess what, though? Everybody still had the same narrative on Stu when Ricky was beating him. Nobody gave a shit. All they wanted out of him was wins, or it doesn't fucking matter. Yes, for himself, he built a great fortune. He became probably one of the
wins, or it doesn't matter.
When Ricky was beating him, nobody gave a shit what Stu was doing off the track, because then they looked at it as it's a distraction.
Was Ricky beating him when he had the TV show?
Ricky was retired. And Stu
I don't know. That was a serious question.
Yeah,
no. Stu was hurt during the TV show. That's all the only
and that was the
reason it happened.
2010 season that he did nothing. The year before he won the title, and then that year when they did the whole TV thing,
He got hurt.
He got
so
hurt.
Then they did
Okay.
and then they
show.
axed it.
All right.
Okay, another perfect example: Jason fucking Lawrence. How did that work out?
Wait, what do you mean?
But
His
they blackballed
personality.
him because he was the dark character.
Bingo,
Okay.
bingo. You
have the
can't
dark
do
character.
those.
He like stank, basically.
We don't have the people that run the motocross, supercross stuff. That is the biggest problem. Now, if you tell me we get those people out and we get the new minds like a Lucas Myrtle, then I will totally agree with you. But until those guys stop running it, you'll never be
It's
able
coming,
to get
though.
those. God, I hope so.
Deegan's coming in.
The wheels are turning.
Brian's gonna do
because
some
here's
shit.
I was gonna say here's the thing, and I think the Lawrence brothers and Shimoda being under Myrtle, big pieces to the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Deegan
Brian.
is the next big piece because Deegan is not owned by any of these motherfuckers that run the series.
Like I told you, dude, I don't think he has a pen to paper with Star Yamaha.
Until they give him a whole
You don't
lot
think
of
he actually has a deal?
I think Brian went in and was like, give us the program to work with and give us bikes to ride.
Yeah,
Our YouTube revenue pays for the rest. You let us film.
maybe.
That's how they afford an extra
the
spot
only
on that
thing,
team.
and this is not
Maybe.
this
I'm
is not
not
an
sure on
opinion
that
on
one.
my end. This is a fact of just how life is. That's all fine and dandy when you are winning. The moment you stop winning, that doesn't work anymore.
How's that working for Jeff Walker and AJ Catanzaro?
They don't make the money that these guys are at the factory level. AJ Catanzaro is not making millions of dollars.
You think Jeff Walker is making more than Kev right now?
Jeff Walker's dad has a. I don't want to get into that. With
Do you
the
think
Walker
Jeff
thing.
Walker's making more on YouTube revenue than Kev is right now?
I don't
racing?
know. It's hard to tell. Because
It's really hard to tell because it doesn't matter whether Jeff was making it. God, I hate blowing this whole thing out. It doesn't matter because of who his family is. His dad has money. It wouldn't matter if he was or wasn't.
What does that have to do with the question I asked?
Because
I didn't
even
ask
if
what
he
his
was,
dad-
even if
his
he
dad
was,
had money.
because the reason why he is
I
where
don't
he is
know.
now.
I don't know.
the
because-
internet is changing all of this.
See,
It's the
I
thing. And
really
you and
don't
I
even-
have gone
I
back
don't
and
know if
forth
he's
on
getting
this.
free product or getting
And tell me
paid
when
or
he
what
makes
he's got going.
tell me when he makes millions of dollars. Because it doesn't fucking matter what he's making off YouTube. He's not making millions of dollars, and neither is AJ. Or AJ wouldn't be living.
Neither
the life.
is anyone outside of the top 3 fucking dudes.
Top.
So
$500,000.
So if you're not making
500,000.
millions of dollars, okay,
$500,000.
But again,
AJ's not making $500,000.
But again, is he making more?
I heard some numbers.
yeah, and
We'll
those
talk
are
about
probably
that after we get off the air. But are they making more than these privateer guys right now who are just racing and not having any personality?
They also
out there?
aren't seen, other than on YouTube, they're not seen on TV. Nobody gives a shit about Jeff Walker and AJ Catanzaro when you go to these races. Yes, their YouTube following, for sure.
Outdoors, maybe they care. Outdoors is a different story.
Have you seen the whole?
Because
ahead,
when
sorry.
I did the 125 race and stuff, we were by Walker. Obviously, we
Mm-hmm.
know them and stuff. And a lot of people made their way to the corner of the pits just to see him and sign T-shirts.
For sure.
and
He
shit
has
like
a
that.
huge following, and so does AJ, so does Stanky or whatever. But my point is that I'm talking about the TV time, the people that you are seeing, making these big deals, getting big agents. They're not in that position. So yes, on a smaller market, for sure. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Jet Lawrences of the world, the Joe Shimodas of the world, all that. It's all fine when you're doing well, but the moment you stop doing well and that becomes a distraction, people take it away from you. Jason Lawrence, perfect example. You said he got blackballed. We all know this. He got blackballed because he stopped winning.
Okay, but he was doing some really off the
He
wall
was
shit.
doing some dumb shit.
But he was a
that is
character.
like
He was a character. Josh
Yeah,
Hill.
I mean,
Josh
you
Hill.
can be a character to the point where you're beating the shit out of fans.
What about
and
Josh Hill?
Josh Hill never beat the fuck out of fans.
No. But people associated him with Jason Lawrence, so he even talked about it with Gypsy. People started looking at him in a different light because, you're friends with Jason Lawrence. You rolled a fucking rental car.
Let's face it, that didn't matter until Josh Hill tried a fucking backflip.
I was going to say, Josh Hill ended his career with the backflip.
And
thing.
that's my point, though. That was part of his whole thing. I'm going to go try different stuff. I'm going to do X Games. I'm going to do this.
okay.
And it cost him.
Okay, but nobody's saying that, like, these guys are going to go do dumb shit like that. I'm just saying that there's a different way to do it than the way it's been done.
And I don't disagree with that. I'm saying that the characters are fine until it starts becoming a hindrance on your results. So the moment your results start going down, you have to dial it back.
Yeah,
and that's why none of that stuff.
I think it's gonna change a little bit. Yes, results are always gonna be the top thing.
Yeah.
But I think the gap shrinks to like who you are as a rider versus the results. That gap is gonna shrink.
Because let me ask you a perfect example, and this is the last thing I'll say about it because we're kind of saying the same thing.
No,
if
that's
Jet
a
wasn't
good
as
topic.
if Jet wasn't as good as he was, do you think anybody would give 2 fucks about what he's doing off the track?
I think so.
How do you figure? He only got on TV because he won the Monster Cup Amateur All-Star stuff.
Yeah.
If he never wins that, he never goes on TV and says the whole donut thing, and then everybody runs with it like, oh my God, he loves donuts, and then he never gets the Honda well, he had the Honda contract, but he never did well. He never put himself in front of people. People just looked at him as, oh, this is a really talented kid or whatever.
Yeah.
But guess what? We're never going to see him because you know why? He never would have been on the box. If Jet wasn't as good as he was, this whole donut thing would not be a thing. He
It
is
wouldn't be
okay.
as big. I promise.
That's
you
my
that.
point,
All right.
though, because he's doing
That's
well.
fair.
I will agree with that.
That's fair.
But I will checkmate you.
You settle down. Don't adjust. Like
I
you
will.
fucking-
I will
Facts.
checkmate you with Deegan, and I will tell you right now,
Deegan ain't ever gonna win.
Deegan does not have to podium that bike ever to continue to have a job and have a bigger following and a better career than
And
any
probably
fucking person
paid
that
very
wins
well.
a championship.
We'll see.
Literally does not matter.
We'll see on that.
So that's where we're looking at like the evolve of.
But that's one guy.
But
one
you're
guy
gonna
is
say
not a
it could
pattern.
pave the way for a lot
That's
of
the
other.
first one.
But I don't think you are going to find other people that are going to have a Brian Deegan
Oh
as your
no,
dad.
this is super simple to replicate in my opinion, and people are going to look at it,
I don't
watch
think
it,
it's
and
super
do
simple.
it.
Who?
Well, nothing super simple that's worth doing.
The only people
But
that'd be
it's
able to
not-
pull this off is if it was fucking Ryan Villapoto. If Ryan Villapoto teaches his kids and they're as good as Hayden Deegan, then yes, I will agree with you. But Hayden is not who he is because of without his dad.
Without his dad, no.
Because his dad also had a lot of money to do all of this.
Well,
So-
this is true too. But look, there's two things you have. You either have time or you
Haley
have
Dean,
money.
perfect example.
You either have time or you have money. And there's a lot of these kids that come up racing that don't have money, but there's a lot of fucking time.
Look,
and
I
like
hope you're
said,
right.
it's not that hard to figure out the fucking recipe here, to go back, look at the way the Deegans did it, and figure out the recipe of, okay, cool, this is what I have to translate into.
So you
fucking
think that's what
social
Chad
media.
Reed's trying to do with his kid?
Possibly, yes.
But I don't think his kid is going to be as good as Hayden. Hayden, as much as I hate saying this, has been good literally since he threw a leg over a dirt bike.
Yeah, I don't know what the I don't know what the Reed thing, but
I would love for you guys to be right because that opens different doors for our sport to get bigger. We're never going to be as big as Formula One or MotoGP. We just have to face that. I would love for it to be that way. But once again, my whole thing of sticking to history, there's a reason why this stuff hasn't worked, because people, the moment that their results dip, it becomes a distraction. They have to take it away. Do I agree that Hayden is probably going to have this really crazy
also,
career?
Okay,
Yes.
so let me point out a different thing that I heard Villapoto and Weimer talking about on Pulp last week too, as far as the results thing go. That is where
They're
they're
bummed. They wish I wish third was cool.
I wish they
Well,
that's
Weimer-
exactly it.
Weimer should know
They
all
are
about
gonna.
that.
There is gonna. There,
Villapoto even said that. He's like, I wish I could have been stoked on third.
there is going to have to be a change in mindset, and I think there will be, because of the way everything's going to go with the social media aspect of people working their way into the spotlight more. Of you get a third place in a 450 Supercross, that's fucking sick. You get a fifth place, that's fucking
Look how
sick.
stoked the Formula One guys are about podiuming.
They also
Bingo.
get a lot. They also get a lot more fucking money than our guys get through an entire season
The thing
for getting
is,
third.
the thing is though,
That's
is that
fine.
I believe we are. I don't want to say bigger than we think we are, but we have more presence than we think we do. Because
we could. There's a sanctioning body that likes to monopolize.
well, that's a whole nother thing to get into. But you look at, I'm sure you've listened to it, the Daniel Ricciardo. I'm sure you've listened to part of it too on Jace.
Not yet.
And they talk a lot about how many of those dudes like fucking Supercross. They talk a lot about how he talks a lot about how he goes up to people, and the thing he'll start talking about is motorcycles and Supercross and
the Lawrence
Well,
brothers.
let's talk about something really interesting that I don't know if you guys caught, but Kimi Räikkönen now owns the factory Kawasaki team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he also had. Well, people forget this too. Like when he was during his Formula One years, he had the Ice One team. That was his team. That was his. The Husky team was his.
So I believe.
I think the European shit's gonna be more like Formula
Well, they do
One
it
than
more
our
like
shit ever will.
You know.
Yeah.
You know what? The one thing though that I will always say, and I've had enough conversations with people that are just average fucking fans. The problem with motocross is when an average fan, when they're watching somebody at an elite level ride a dirt bike, especially if they've never ridden a dirt
They
bike,
make it look so easy.
they don't
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah.
Let's be real. The human mind likes to watch things that you can understand. That's why football, basketball, baseball.
I
and
don't
even-
understand that shit. You kidding me?
You don't understand putting a ball in a hoop?
I don't understand the plays, all that shit.
No, but you understand the basic fundamentals of it. You understand, I got to put the ball in the hoop, or I got to put the puck in the net, or I got to throw it to this guy. And even Formula One, they don't understand the technical side of what the car's doing, like the ERA, everything. They don't understand that, but everybody can understand, I'm getting in a car, and I got to go really fast.
Yeah.
When you're on a dirt bike, people don't understand, why does this technique work?
Yeah.
Why does this line work? And I think the average fans, when they watch motocross, they're like, holy shit, that's really cool. Guys going high, really in the air, hitting the ground, whatever. But then they don't get hooked on it because they can't process why that works.
Well, I think a lot of it too is everybody's all on this thing of like, we got to dumb down the sport, blah blah blah. No, let's talk about it like we know the sport, and that it would get people interested.
But I think that's the problem, though, why I don't ever see Moto being as big as Formula One, because people don't understand why this works on a dirt bike. Especially, let's be honest, 75% of the people that probably go to Supercross races have never ridden a bike ever in their life.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't think we'll be on the level of Formula One.
Yeah, I don't think we're.
But there's lots of steps in between that I feel like we can fill in.
It can.
And it's just a slow process, but I think it's on the horizon within the next 4 to 5 years.
Jeffrey Hurlings and Cairoli, people know who those two are all over the world. I'm going to be real honest with you. If you just add like an average dirt bike person in like
People that have watched
France?
a race twice know who Ricky Carmichael is.
Yeah, but like an average person in like France that ride in a dirt bike, they, outside of Ken Roxon and maybe Eli, they probably don't know who Jason Anderson is.
Yeah.
They don't know who Adam Cincerello is.
Yeah.
They don't know who Mookie is. They know who James Stewart was, and they know that maybe Mookie is his brother, but they don't know anything about him. When you go all over the world and people see Jeffrey Hurlings, they know who he is. You know
Yeah.
why? Because Red Bull has done some really fucking cool shit with him. And they even had him and Max Verstappen do this whole thing where Max drove his Formula One car on the beach.
Down the beach and shit.
Jeffrey Hurlings jumped over him. Everybody knows Antonio Cairoli. Everybody, like...
But here's the thing, too, is like we're looking like worldwide. Okay, I don't even want to look that broad. I want to do bigger market in the U.S. thing.
I think that what we've kind of always said, that I think the people at the highest level that control the sport, until they leave, we're never going to be at that level. Because they want things a certain way.
I know we can talk about this the next show, make this a topic, maybe write it down. But it's going to be real interesting to see what this World Supercross Series thing has going on, because what kind of sponsors is that going to bring in for privately funded teams? And you're not going to get your Tomacs and Roxons and stuff like that, but you're still going to get some damn good, talented guys like Josh Hill, Justin Brayton.
That should be the series guys go to.
That should be the
feeders.
Okay, that should be the retirement series. Yes.
Weren't RV, was it, who was else on there though talking about this? I didn't watch it, but I read the little like title. RV and somebody else was just on Pulp talking about this though, and they just said that they don't think it's going to be that big of a thing, because they said you're not going to get the highest level guys.
No, you're not.
Yeah, but you're still going to get maybe if Villapoto was.
I'll be real honest
racing,
with you. I haven't read enough about this whole thing. I don't really know much
The guys
about
who
it.
own the OzX Open and stuff, they're the ones that bought it.
Well, I knew that because of Jace was talking about this with Hill.
They were at Supercross last week. Was it A2?
I don't know.
It was A2 or San Diego. Like kind of beating the bushes and seeing stuff.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm completely disagreeing with Myrtle, because obviously he is right and he knows fucking more than I'll ever know when it comes to that shit.
He's got a big push here coming.
The problem, like I said though, because of the way things go in our sport, that the moment it becomes a distraction, it gets yanked away from you. Like I said, if Jet just keeps winning, everyone's gonna be fine with it. But the moment Jet starts being like, and this, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but if Jet just becomes a 10th place guy, take it away from him, because it's a distraction on why he's actually getting paid to ride that dirt bike. He's not here to sell donuts. He's here to win fucking races for Honda. And if he starts getting 10th, once again, I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Yeah, but he's still going to fucking sell donuts. Who the fuck? They're selling them at the fucking race.
He is. That's not what I'm disputing. What I'm saying is Honda will go, okay, dude, you can still do what you do, but you need to tone it back and start worrying about racing and winning races because we're not paying you all this money.
I get that.
Yeah.
I do get
That's
that. That's just going to be the hard.
But let me just put a little nugget there out for that. When you start seeing shit like that, because these guys are going to make more money outside of the teams
Honda
than
has
the
to spend
teams.
less on them.
Honda's going to have to spend less on them, and these teams are really going to have to start looking deep, because what you're going to get is all the guys are going to want to go to private teams like Star and stuff that have decent bikes because they can do their outside shit.
And they can do what they
and
want.
then
Yeah.
and then we might really see a transformation because we'll see the OEMs exit stage left.
It'll
It'll
be
go to
be
private.
like Formula One,
Or-
where you got the Red Bull private team. all
Or I
that
hate to
shit.
break it to you guys, it could be actually backfire. We've talked about this before. It could backfire well, though, if that starts happening, and it might not go the way we think it's going to go. Because not enough
That's
people...
fine. Put these guys on fucking average equipment.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about being able to keep this going. And remember, Weege talked about this at Thunder Valley back during the COVID season, talking about how some of these OEMs might realize that they don't need to market motocross and supercross to sell product.
That's totally fine. They should, in my
But
opinion,
they
we should
exit
transfer.
stage. They exit stage, though. That means you and guys like Lucas Myrtle, and maybe he's the guy to do it. Guys like Lucas Myrtle and the Wasserman Group and all that, and all these other different organizations need to start fucking going after guys that have billions of dollars, because the OEMs start exiting stage. Who's going to fucking pay for them outside of Bobby Regan at Star and Mike Genova at Moto Concepts? We don't have anybody else outside of those two dudes that have stayed in the sport long enough that have that kind of money.
But
mean, Joe Gibbs
no one
has millions and
Yeah,
he
no one.
They're
no
not
one.
here. They're not here though.
I've heard some Triumph rumors.
Okay,
Okay, that
But-
Joe Gibbs will be back with them. Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway, the thing is too is if the OEMs exit stage left, like completely exit stage left, like we
Which
don't
I think
have
is
OEM
actually
teams,
coming.
which then
As long as
we've never seen that, so we don't
Well,
really
here's
know
the
what
thing.
the fuck's going to
The
happen.
OEM would be fine because they'll still have a presence.
Yeah,
And they're still going to
Yeah,
make
'cause they're still
money
riding
because
their bikes.
because the teams are going to lease parts and do leasing programs
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
KTM's never going away because KTM Motorsports is all they've got.
yeah.
but Yamaha doesn't need to stay in there.
Yamaha,
Suzuki
Kawasaki
basically-
makes pistons for fucking ships.
So the,
Honda
so the
is Honda.
the KTM thing's
Jesus
funny
Christ.
because Weege brought up a good point on something I was listening to this week, okay? So you see like Triumph and Beta starting to come in, right? Why? Because everyone has now looked at KTM and seen what they've done. And this works back to the whole Deegan with the social media thing as far as riders go. So everyone has seen what KTM's done as far as racing, all that shit, right? With the motorsports and the
On the business side
Yeah.
of it's top notch. too,
yeah, and gone with that. And now all these other manufacturers out there, Beta, Triumph, etc., are going, well, we could copy that. Like, we could do the same thing, come in and take some market share, and we don't even have to do it as big as them, and we're still going to make millions and millions of dollars, which is where leads me to my point, too, of the riders. Oh, look at what Deegan did. Well, he's making, we'll say, for easy terms, I don't know, we'll say he's making millions of dollars off of brand deals and stuff, whatever, with the YouTube channel, right? Okay. Well, I could come in and do what he does, and let's say I even make a tenth of that, so I'm making 6 figures a year, whatever the fuck that is. Okay, that's not bad. It's better than fucking, I'm going to be a privateer who strictly races and doesn't do any social and fucking make $400 a night.
Devin
So,
Raper,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying,
Bubble Polly.
I like where Myrtle's
he's
head is
losing
at
money.
on this. I do agree that the whole, like,
I'll have to listen.
being the specimen of fucking physical fitness was probably the wrong direction to go. No one gives a shit.
Well, you can thank Ricky for that.
When you think of specimen, yeah, but
Alden Baker.
Ricky just did it. It was everyone else who started putting that narrative out there of like, this is what these guys are, and just kept plugging it.
Well, and it's also because we saw Ricky when he was in peak form. His what he looked like was a physical specimen. Like that
Yeah.
dude was 5% body fat with fucking calves the size of tree trunks.
yeah, I mean,
Oh, the way he is now.
What?
The way he is now, he's back.
I haven't seen what he. Well, no, there's no fucking pictures of him without his shirt off. I don't know what he looks like that. His calves are always gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You look at Ricky through those Honda years, what he looked like when he was like walking around. Dude was yoked.
Yeah.
Like I said, his calves were fucking the size of tree trunks. But it's because he put this different. Because before that, it was McGrath. Yeah, we're gonna party. We're gonna have a suit and smoke weed. and hook up with all these chicks and all that crap. And then Ricky's like,
which was fucking cool. That was what I loved about Moto
It
in
was.
the
That's
90s,
why
bro.
people
They're like, I'm gonna get a dirt bike.
I'm gonna get a
also,
dirt bike and
let's
do
be-
cool shit
But also,
and
let's
pick
be
up
real.
chicks.
No offense. This is not not a shot at you of your age, but because you and me grew up in the 90s, that's how the 90s were, though. Like 90s, you got away with that shit. Nowadays,
this is
there's
a whole this is a whole nother rabbit hole. Though,
like if Jeff Emig
yeah.
was out there racing right now, you think that they would actually allow him
but
to
if
say some of
you
the shit on TV?
cater to that market, when you're at the age where you're trying to pull chicks and do all that kinds of stuff, you don't
So,
have the fucking
20
money to
to
go out
dead?
and buy a dirt bike.
So
What
20
is our fucking
20 to dead?
What is our fucking market though for what is the prime market? 24 to 35-year-old.
That's a really good question
with
because I don't think
fucking whatever the
it depends on what you're selling, though, too. If you're wanting to sell bikes, it's the vet riders.
yeah, because they're the ones that have the money.
Yeah.
24-year-old kid.
Now, if you want to sell product like
Gear and
goggles
everything, yeah.
and gear and
it's
shit
like
like that,
16 to.
if you want
Yeah.
to fucking party, that's your
But the prime of our market
You're
is
18 to
24 to
26.
35
Well,
year
I
olds.
tell you what, and we said this kind of. Well, we asked Mike when he was on. I'm telling you, when
weed goes.
weed,
Oh yeah.
it's that I think is going to open up
That
a
will
whole
probably
different,
change the game too.
That is actually going to have a bigger impact on everything, the way we do things. Than I think anything else.
if we get weed and crypto in, I mean really in,
like actually in,
yeah, it could change the game here. Like I said,
it's going to.
then yeah, you could see a lot of
'Cause that's the
private
thing.
teams. There's
You
a
need to get
lot
some-
of money
You need
in
to get some
crypto out
NFT
there.
projects.
Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
You think
that.
if like
So this would be interesting to talk with Messi on. If getting NFTs and cryptos in, because he's involved with the cryptocurrency and shit. So
Everybody
If-
got
get
if-
Messi on.
if weed,
that fucker
if they get
on.
in there, they get that in the sport. They have no problem throwing like money that we have not seen before.
Yeah, well,
They have-
crypto's the same.
Yeah,
way.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like those guys have no problem throwing money
No.
around that we've never seen in this
No,
sport.
yeah.
And if they go like I said, if Kenny if he doesn't retire, and if he would have been even earlier in his career, yeah, dude, you can have like $25 million. Like I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever. Like, just put a weed emblem on your fucking jersey.
Honestly, we'll probably get the weed people because of what we are, and then you'll see like Formula One get the crypto shit start really popping off.
Jason Anderson's getting a weed sponsor for sure.
Oh, Lewis. Well, I'm pretty sure that Lewis Hamilton is already into crypto. So
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't-
don't know. All right, well, we've gone
Wrap
over
it up.
here. Yep, let's wrap it up. All right, so this has been another
Your car's
episode.
still running, by the way.
It's fine. It's gonna be really
oh,
warm.
dude, it's gonna be warm as shit.
Shit's been running for like
It's a Honda
40
Civic, bro. That thing will
45
idle for
minutes.
fucking 5
Bullshit,
days.
dude. I went out there at 9. It's been about
Oh,
15
I thought
minutes.
you went out earlier.
All right, this has been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, episode 189. Thanks to our sponsors, Energy Fuel, Premier Custom Trailers, TLR Coatings, Holester Co, Alias Sport, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Designs, Clutch Media. Thanks to all you for tuning in. Links in the description for all sorts of ways to support us, and including links to all our sponsors. We will be back next week, wrapping up the last round of the West Coast for a while, Anaheim 3. And talking some East Coast Supercross for Minneapolis. I've canceled
forward to
my
that.
Minneapolis trip. I'm not going there anymore.
Fucking Super Bowls next week.
So, anyway, thanks for tuning in,
Stafford.
everyone. And
Fuck
we will see
Stafford.
everybody next week.
See ya.
I